Of rugby ahead of us. Look at us go. We are about to start flying in 1 second here, guys. We are going live. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just getting everything sorted, and we are on. Hey, guys, how you going today on BKRsport? We're here for a brilliant game. I'm really looking forward to this game. Obviously, there's actually two games on right now. Which this one that we're going to be watching is the Ireland versus Japan game. The other one is the All Blacks going up against Italy. Tonight, guys, absolutely massive night of international rugby. I'm going to be showing 4 games straight, right in a row, and pretty much all of them are going to be awesome games to watch. Spain versus Fiji might be a bit of a blowout in favour of Fiji, but besides that, we've also got Wales versus South Africa a little bit later on, and we've got France versus Argentina. Gee whiz, we've got an absolute night ahead of us, so put your feet up, get ready for it, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and obviously get involved in the chat and let me know your thoughts, guys, because look, finally, we've got an absolute array of international rugby tonight, and this one is interesting. I can't guarantee you who wins this. I know obviously your first thought process is to say Ireland are in 5th position on the World Rugby rankings. Japan currently are in 10th position on the World Rugby rankings. So automatically you think that Ireland should be winning this. But not so much, because obviously these two teams have actually played each other already this year. And I think it was a 38-21 victory in favour of the Irish. But overall, man, a 39-31 victory in favour of the Irish. But it wasn't easy, because they had to get 2 penalty goals late in that game to actually seal the deal against the Japanese. And as we saw a couple of weeks ago, the Japanese are doing pretty well right now. You know, after that 2019 World Cup, they're continuing that momentum. They're better than what they are right now in regards to the rankings, but in the same sense, how do you put them above the other teams? But it's just so difficult, because there is so much quality in that top 10 right now. Japan a couple of weeks ago, like I said, they did lose to the Wallabies, but it was a close game. You know, it's not like the Japanese got blown out of the park by the massively informed Wallabies. They only lost by 9 points there, 32-23. Crazy result there. That was in Oyata Stadium. Now, this one obviously is over there in Ireland, so it will be quite tough, because the last time they played was at Aviva Stadium, so it was only an 8-point game at Aviva Stadium, which is quite hectic. So look, I can't guarantee you that Ireland are going to win this game. I think that obviously they should definitely be favourites, and as you guys would have heard on the Rugby Down Under podcast, I predicted the Irish to win. I think I said 33-26 or something like that, 33-25 or something like that is what my predicted scoreline would be, and I'm pretty happy to go with it. But I can see a lot of people are predicting the Japanese to actually get a sneak upset here, and I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I just dead set wouldn't be surprised, man. I'm just quickly going back here to look at the last result here for Ireland, which was 71-10 in favour of the Irish against the USA. Now, obviously, the USA, they're a bit of a pushover team right now. We just saw New Zealand put 100 points past them, and obviously, yeah, the USA was able to score 10 points against Ireland, just like they got against the New Zealanders too. So, you know, attacking wise, the US kind of do have it, just defensively, maybe not so much. And before that, the Irish that was when they took on Japan for 39-31. I don't think they had an incredibly successful Six Nations campaign, the Irish. I can't really remember how they went, but overall, obviously, they didn't win it. Wales won it. France came second. I think they might have come third, if I'm not mistaken, or was it Scotland? It was either Scotland or Ireland who came third and fourth, then obviously England in fifth, and then it was Italy, obviously, in sixth position. So, yeah, that's the tale of the tape, guys. Obviously, let me know your thought process in the chat over there. Like I said, big night ahead here, guys. We've got this game. We've also got the next game, which is Spain versus Fiji. Obviously, Dawson Vitti, love my Fijian boys. Have to watch this on worldrugby.com, because there's no streaming service of Stan or KO to be able to watch that game on. Every other game is on KO or /Stan. But Spain versus Fiji is a bit of a niche game, so you'll have to go into World Rugby to watch it with me. And then also we do have the Wales versus South Africa game right after that at about 4 a.m. my time, and then after that at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. it's France versus Argentina, which should be interesting to see how the French do go in that one. But all right, let's have a look in the chat. Oh yeah, it says hello from Zakynthos in Greece, hello champion, how we doing all the way over there? John Fenifuaki says, Ireland-Japan prediction. You should know, because on the Rugby Down Under podcast, man, so if you go onto YouTube, well, you're on YouTube, but if you go and type into YouTube Rugby Down Under podcast, we have a clip channel. So if you don't know, that podcast link over there is we speak for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, all things international rugby, whether it be Ireland, Australia, USA, Portugal, Fiji, New Zealand, doesn't matter where you are. We talk all about it for literally 2 hours straight on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all over the place, right? So we have a clip channel on YouTube as well, and we do have prediction videos. So if you want to go and check those out, but considering we're on here right now, I will tell you what these ones are, but just for future reference, definitely check it out. But I've taken the Irish here very unconfidently, about 33 to 25. I think that they'll still have enough to do it at home. Obviously, Irish are a bit of a stagnant organisation right now. It's not like they're really full on and kind of up there and raring to go. I don't believe in them as much as I can see with obviously the South Africans and the Australians and New Zealanders and England. Even so much to say Wales, despite their loss last week to the Kiwis, there was a lot of players out there for the Wales team, so you do have to grant them that. However, they do obviously play later on tonight against South Africans to see where they are, but Alan Wynne-Jones is gone, and also Ross Moriarty won't be playing in that one. But, you know, the Irish, unfortunately, they're a bit stagnant right now. They're not at their peak, and that's why I'm looking forward to this game to see where they're at, you know, to see what we're going to be expecting. Now, head-to-head in Ireland, Japan have never won. Ireland have won 3 of the 3, and obviously the last time they met was at 39 to 31. Now, we're going to go through their team lineups right now, guys. Actually, we'll wait for it to come on the screen. We'll do it when it comes on the screen. For the New Zealand versus Italy game, I will go, I think I said New Zealand to win 70 to 5 or 70 to 10, something like that. New Zealand usually put a score through Italy. Everyone usually does, but New Zealand love playing the Italians. I believe that there's a player who in total there's the entire total score of Italy against New Zealand ever is less than what the All Blacks have beaten them by in the last 2 games. So that tells you everything you need to know. David Brown says the Fiji game is on the World Rugby YouTube channel. Yes, I'll be watching it on World Rugby, obviously. It's not going to be on K or Stan. Ali Med says Australia about to go into the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup. I saw that. Yeah, I know, I was watching it. David Warner was absolutely cracking it on before I tuned into this one. Big Bubba says hoping Ireland get the win. I hope Japan get the win here, mate. But in that sense, that's just because obviously I'm Southern Hemisphere, right? But I hope Japan get the win here. But in the same sense, I don't really mind who wins overall, man. I'm just excited to get some rugby here, and I'm excited to see where these 2 teams are at. But you know, Japan are no pushovers. There's a reason why Japan is about 49% in the poll over there, is because everyone knows they're a fast-paced team. You know, they like to move the ball, they like to use the ball. They're not just about kind of kicking the ball back to the opposition like you would get with a South Africa kind of deal, who usually utilize their defense. Whilst also utilising the fact that they know they're going to be able to get the ball back from you. Look at, obviously, you know, Faf de Klerk is always kicking the ball back to them, and then South Africa find a way to get the ball, and then it's a negative game style, it's Northern Hemisphere game style, and that's what I really like about Japan, is that they haven't been suckered into any kind of game style of the Northern Hemisphere. They've really focused on just being that fast, free-flowing, creative team. And although, like I said, they're a Southern Hemisphere team, Argentina at times have tended to lean, you know, a bit here, a bit there, a bit here, a bit there, and it's been the worst thing for them. And obviously nowadays their issues aren't stemming from that at all, but their issues, you know, are assisted by stuff like that. Isaiah Brown says Eddie Jones made Japan good. Disagree. The reason why Japan got good is because, one, they got the World Cup, so that meant that they were able to forcefully, you know, put finances behind the Japanese rugby team, and obviously Japan are when they really do like their rugby. You know, they've always liked their rugby. It's just never really been a big thing. So when they got that Rugby World Cup, they were able to really, like, don't get me wrong, Eddie Jones was a massive impact on Japan. You know, Eddie Jones had a massive impact on Japan. However, the reason why Japan got good per se is because they were finally able to assist them financially to you know, utilize the players rather than just directing them straight towards football, which is obviously soccer. Noah says Ireland is winning. Ireland guys, Japan is just losers. Look, okay, you can talk it like that all you like, but it's going to be a difficult game for you Irish here. It's going to be a difficult game. Noah says go Ireland or I spam. Well, if you spam, you'll get timed out, my guy. So please don't spam. That's on you though. If you want to get timed out, then be my guest. But I think it's going to be a good game here today, man. I'm excited. I'm very much excited. I'm just waiting here for the national anthems, and then we're going to go through both these teams. Zay Brown says, what would you say the most important position in rugby is? You'd have to look at your 9 and 10, man. You know, you'd have to look at your 9 and your 10 overall. Like, yeah, look, your forwards are massive and your backline's huge, but especially when probably your number 10, to be honest with you, man. That's the player that directs the ball around. Especially with South Africa, their number 10 is always the most important because of their kicking game, and that's why we see Faf de Klerk is so integral to whether they're going to win or they're going to lose. I would personally say the number 10, simply because that's where the ball movement comes from. That's where your box kicks come from. That's where your out of the ruck comes from, and that's where your playmaking truly comes from. Ali Med says, BK, do you think Australia can win the World Cup? The Rugby World Cup in 2023? Absolutely. Absolutely right now, man. Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I think we can win the Rugby World Cup in 2023. However, that's a long way away, Let's get through these Northern Hemisphere tour. Oh my God, it's this same Javo dude. How did he get out here again? Oh my God, how has Javo got out there again? How has Javo got out there again for Japan? How has Javo got out there again? He's unbelievable, that guy. That's unbelievable. Zach Smith says, I just woke up. It's 8:55 here. 8:55. It is 11:55 p.m. here in Australia. So, you're in Perth, are you? You're in Perth, are you? Noah says, I'm watching it on TV. Good stuff, man. Obviously, these streams, due to broadcasting restrictions, I can't show you the game live, but the best I can do is obviously sit here, commentate the game, talking to you guys in the chat, and have a good time. But yeah, look, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'm looking forward to seeing this Japan team, man. Looking forward to it. Ali says Manchester Derby. Yeah, we're at 1-0. Beautiful, son. Beautiful. Chubb says you're a legend. Appreciate you, dude. Thanks for tuning in. Noah says Ireland is nicest. Ireland's a good team, man, but we just haven't seen a great deal of rugby, from them recently. We've seen Japan play 2 weeks ago against the Australians, and like I said, Australia's no pushover right now, and they've really competed. So overall, I really think that the Irish are going to find it tough today, especially with an agey team. It's not like they're the youngest team anymore. They're 5th in the world rankings. I wouldn't be surprised if they probably drop to maybe 6th over this next couple of weeks. They don't get to play Australia. I think they get to play the Kiwis, if I'm not mistaken, or South Africa. I'm not too sure. Scotty Ali Ahmed, this is a rugby stream, my guy. We're not talking about the football. Scotty Burns says, love the Kobe picture in the background. G'day, Blaze. Yeah, it's pretty good, mate. It's pretty good. Obviously, I had a friend of mine in the content creation industry. He actually drew that. He drew that. That's not bought. He drew that and sent that to me. So it's a pretty good photo. Yeah. All right. Noah says, who wants Ireland to win? We know Ireland's the home team here. We know the Ireland's the home team here. So, alrighty. Jay Hay says 11 minutes in and already one Muppet. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure him out right now, mate. I'm trying to figure him out at this point. We'll see if you get your 10 cents. We'll see if you get your 10 cents. Scotty Burns says, looks awesome. Ali Med says, where is Java? He was there, mate. He was there for the Japanese team. It was on there. Java was there for the Japanese team, which is unbelievable. So Japan currently winning the vote right now, 51% in the chat. I swear we just listened to the Irish national anthem, but no, we're listening to something again. Noah's kind of spamming. But yeah, no, I just obviously, please, you don't need to have a billion comments, my guy. NH says from Japan, get on you, mate. Good luck, man. Good luck. I want to see, obviously, I'm Australian and Fijian, so I want to see Fiji rise in the rankings throughout the tour, and they play Spain after this, which I was streaming. However, it's going to be tough because I think Japan really deserve to be. I personally believe that Argentina deserve to be 11th right now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't rate Argentina greatly. I'm very well aware of what Argentina are like. I watch them all the time. I'm watching every single rugby game, as you guys know. However, Argentina really dropped off a great deal, a very significant deal. Kali Kulipi says, when is England and Tonga game? England Tonga game is after this at 2 a.m. Australian time, 4 a.m. in Fiji/New Zealand time. I'll be streaming the Spain versus Fiji game at that time, but I will have the live score below us over here. Simon Hughes says Ireland have 2 anthems to them for political reasons. Oh, true. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that. But all right, Ireland starting lineup here. The forwards: Porter in the number 1 with Kelleher as the hooker. Furlong as the 3. Byrne and Ryan as the second rows. Number 6 is Doris. Number 7 is Van der Fleer, and number 8 is Conan. So that's the forwards there. Interesting forward lineup. Okay, now to the backs. Number 11 is Lowe. Number 14 Conway. So that's the wingers there. Keenan as the fullback with Ringrose, Aki, Sexton, and Gibson Park as the 13 15, 12, 10, and 9. But Sexton gives a part. That's a really nice 10 and 9 there. Really do like that 10 and 9. But Sexton's not obviously a young bloke anymore. For Japan, Inagaki as the number 1. Big prop there with Gu as the other number 3. Sakati, the hooker, with Cornelson and Moore as the second rows. Gunter is the 6. Labashane is the flanker. He's the captain. And Himeno as the number 8. Very good 4-pack there. Now on the wings, Fafita and Riley. Really good wingers there for Japan with Matsushima. Brilliant 4-pack. And then number 15, Lafayette and Nakamura in the 12 and 13, with Tamura and Nagari as the fly half and the scrum half, the number 10 and the number 9. So, look, interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how we go here. For the bench, Sheehan, Healy, Beerlam, Henderson, Omani, Murray, Carberry, and Earls for the Irish, and Niwai, Miller. Okay, it's gone. I can't read the Japanese ones out. Ali Metz is Sexy Sexton. Not as sexy as the as Toby Sexton. No one's sexy as Toby Sexton, but you know, Sammy Souza says this game, along with France, Argentina, and RSA Wales, should be a better contest compared to the other games, which are likely to be one-sided. Absolutely, you know, France, Argentina, I believe, will be one-sided too in favour of France, mate. But I think that with the South Africa versus Wales game and the South Africa versus Wales game and also this game, it'll be quite close. But I do have South Africa beating Wales, but you know, that could be either way. But guys, we're about to get underway here. Let's go and hit that thumbs up button if you have not already. Obviously, subscribe if you are new, and let's get going. If you want to get involved in the chat, guys, obviously subscribe. It's free. You may as well, and then you can comment away in the chat. Ali Ahmed says, both my teams will be playing in the semi-final. I don't know who to support. Alrighty, here we go, guys. And the kickoff will be made by the Irish. So let's see how the Japanese started off with here. They pick it up here at the 22 and they get taken down. I think what I really enjoyed the most from Japan when they play Australia is just the fact that they just kept going through those forwards despite the fact they get slaughtered, but they'd find a way. They'd find a way, just keep pumping and then get it through. So it's going to be kicked away here. Not a great kick there from the Japanese. Not a great kick at all. They're at the 40 and good. Oh, that's knock on there from Sexton. Oh no, apparently not going to call it as a knock on. It's going to be Irish ball here at the 40 here. Oh, that's going to be turnover. That's going to be a turnover here, so Japan will get the line. No, it's going to be an Irish liner here, just inside the 40. Nate J says, let's go Japan. Let's go Japan. Noah, please stop the spam, my guy. I'll give you your last warning, otherwise you will be timed out. You will be timed out. So I appreciate that you're excited, my guy, but also I need to read out everyone's comments, not just yours, obviously. So it's going to be a line up there for Ireland. They're going to be at the 40 here. Oh, good push, great push. Fantastic push here, fantastic push. They go left-hand side here. Wow, they went out of that too quickly there. Good work here by Ireland. They're at the 40. They spread out left-hand side. Oh, they tried to get the gap away, but they're going to kick it through. Oh, Japan nearly stole that ball. So the Irish here at the 50. Sammy Sousa figured this game would run alongside by side with the Italy-New Zealand game, which isn't going to end well for the Uzuri. Never does, mate. New Zealand always put a score through them. I gave you a pretty scary start for the Uzuri last time when a few minutes ago when I was speaking about that game. But it's going to be Ireland here with the ball just inside the attacking half right now. Right-hand side they go, and now they're going to get taken down at the 45. No, still going here in the big prop, the big number 1 here for the Irish. He gets through inside the 40. Left-hand side they're going to go here, and they're going to pass it over the sideline. Geez, that's a poor pass there from the Irish. That is a horrible pass. What are you doing, bro? Don't pass that ball. Wow. So they're going to time this one out and take it as slow. They're going to take it slow here, the line-out. But geez, I just saw Japan take a quick line-out, and that was the wrong play. Lucky the referee called this one back. So it will be Japan line-out here inside the 45. Life starts you here. I remember a couple of weeks ago. Hope you're... Oh, that's not straight. That's not straight. I hope you're a bit smarter this weekend. I was actually speaking with the Kiwi lads. Apparently you were saying some similar comments over there too, man, which he wasn't appreciative of. So obviously, yeah, let's keep the race out of it this week, my guy. Kali Kalipi says a new proposal could have major ramifications for the international game, with the Rugby World Council set to decide whether players can run out for more than one nation in the future. Yeah, we'll speak about this. We'll speak about this on the Rugby Down Under podcast on Wednesday. We will absolutely speak about it. I'm absolutely against it. So we'll be speaking about that on the podcast on Wednesday. So if you haven't followed the podcast yet, go on, obviously, follow it. So it's going to be a scrum here to the Irish at the 50. It's going to be a scrum here for the Irish at the 50, and pack weights 896 for the Irish, 892 for Japan, so very similar. They go short side here, left-hand side, and a little nice little kick there down the wing, but it's going to go straight to Japan's fullback, and he's going to whack this one away. He's going to whack this one away here, and the ball's going to bounce pretty nicely there for the Irish, who are now at the 45. They really look a bit disjointed right now. I guess this is a lot of the rust from not having played for quite some time. And Japan do have that ability since they are kind of, they have played very recently. But Ireland are away here. Ireland are away on the left-hand side here. They should score, they should score, they should score, they should score, they should score. Try time for the Irish. Good try down the wing. Very good try down the wing there for the Irish. Very good try down the wing there for the Irish, and they will get on the board first here. So it'll be 5-0 to Ireland, and that was really nice, considering how much rust I've been saying they've been having in this game so far. Yeah, brilliant little try down the wing there, and it's the number 11. It's the winger, the number 11 here. Let's go have a James Lowe there. He was just too fast there for the big number 4. Unfortunately, you don't want a forward chasing in that situation. You don't want a forward chasing in that situation. Lifestart says, I'm only nasty when I drink, and it happens sometimes when watching sport. I'm sorry, however, all I said now was that Warner is... Oh, no, you haven't said anything now. I was just obviously warning you that last week was very abrasive, and it wasn't just my channel that it was on, so, I'm just making you aware of it, man. There's no problem with me. But just, yeah, not again, like last week. Sammy Suda says, Ireland rusty. Interesting considering the Brave Blossoms are already battle-hardened to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, to an extent. But, it is 5-0 here to the rusty team. So they're off to a nice little flying start right now. Johnny Sexton here from the left-hand side. 5 minutes into this game. Can he slap this one through? Interesting kit here for the Irish. Obviously, home kit for the Irish being purple. Really would have appreciated them being green. But then again, I don't know what Japan's away kit would look like. Zay Brown says, do you watch the United Rugby Championship? Don't have the time, man. Obviously, I do rugby, I do NBA, I do literally all different kinds of sports. So I don't really have the time to watch any of the European domestic rugby tournaments, or, well, domestic to an extent. Nate J says, I grab a beer, come back, and boom, 5-zipper. Yep, it's about to be potentially 7, because Johnny Sexton's a pretty good kicker, man. Johnny Sexton's a pretty good kicker here for the Irish. Johnny Sexton here from the left-hand side. You got to love Aviva Stadium. I really love... with the Welsh Stadium, Principality. Love it, man. And Sexton will... Ooh, that's a sweet little kick there. That's a sweet little kick. So it will be 7-0 here. That's a sweet kick there from the sideline. Lifestyle says, but for anyone following cricket, it seems like Oz and England will go through. So South Africa plays England later today and must win, even though it might be too late. I think South Africa need to win by a lot. Like, they need to have an incredible run rate to be able to get past Australia with the fact that they're beating the West Indies right now. Sammy says, Blaze has way too many sports to stream. Not surprised he has no time to watch the URC. Yeah, exactly right. I literally would like to do everything, but obviously, I'm not a machine. I do my best. I'll be literally streaming for basically the next 12 hours straight, 13 hours straight. Because I've got this game, I've got Spain versus Fiji game, we've got the Wales-South Africa game I'll be streaming, I'll be doing the France versus Argentina game at 7 a.m, and then I've got the Chicago Bulls playing the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA at 11 a.m. my time. So 6.5 minutes gone here, and it's going to be the Irish who kick this one back. Japan haven't really had an attack just yet because, that try came on the back of that really poor play by... Oh, knock on from Japan. Knock on from Japan. Sorry? How is it not a knock on from Japan? That's definitely a knock on from Japan. I'm sorry, that's the wrong call. That's the wrong call. Xavier Brown, the reason why this is on KO, it's also on stands, because it's not exclusive with this Northern Hemisphere tour. So a good kick from Matsushima. Good kick from Matsushima. A little bit too hard. A little bit too hard there from Matsushima. I'm not too sure why he kicked that. Oh, it was actually a pretty good kick. Actually a pretty good kick there for Ireland in a really terrible situation. Kali Kulipi says, there is, however, a loophole where players can transition to another test-playing nation, but only if they have represented their new country of choice in Olympic Sevens qualifying events. Yeah, it's an interesting situation. We absolutely will be speaking about it on the podcast, so definitely go and follow us on the podcast on the on Spotify, Apple, Google, or the Podcast Clips channel on YouTube. But you'll obviously see it's a big way for the islands to grow again, as in, the likes of Tonga to come back into it, Samoa. That's basically the situation to really improve the islands again. Not Fiji, but right down the right-hand side here, Japan. Oh my God, great play here by the Japanese, and they lose the ball. They lost the ball. It's going to be Ireland ball just inside their own. Whoa, big pass across there. They're 5 meters out here from their own line. And the fullback for the Irish, he gets taken down here about 20 out. They're going to go left-hand side. Zach Smith says, why is my country so shit at rugby? What's your country, Zach Smith? Oh, are you American? It's because you obviously don't have the finances for it. Sevens, you're pretty good, but you really rely on two players for that rather than the whole organisation. But the sevens, they're pretty good with Carlin Niles and Perry Baker. But yeah, 15s, yeah, it ain't it, fam. It ain't it. But Japan here, they're going to... Oh, is that a knock-on or a knock-back there from the Irish? It's going to be... This is going to be knock-on here from the Ireland. Yeah, this is going to be knock-on here from Ireland, and Japan will get the ball here just inside the attacking half with 9 minutes gone here in this game. Xavier Brown says, can you represent two nations? Like, for example, could some play for Tongan Rugby League but then play for Australian Union, or can you only play for one nation? Well, that's kind of what the chat's talking about right now, is that they're considering bringing in a rule where you're allowed to play multiple. Have they? Oh, no, okay, we're still waiting here. They're basically saying that they're considering it, but I completely disagree with it. Sammy says overall there'll be 3 interesting contests when you add the Scotland versus Australia games. This one and the South Africa game, absolutely. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow night we will be streaming that Scotland versus Australia game, and obviously I am Australian, so it will be very interesting. Alrighty, so Japan here with the scrum just inside the attacking half. They go left hand side here. They're really going down that short side of the scrum early days. They're really focusing on the short side attack, but they get the ball off there. And good defense here from the Irish so far. Close to a turnover there. I'm surprised they didn't give that penalty to Ireland. But the Japanese, they're still trying to warm up into this game right now. Yeah, look, they played a game 2 weeks ago, but they're still trying to warm into this game. And the Irish are playing pretty well for a rusty team that hasn't played a lot of rugby recently. So they go left-hand side here, the Irish, after the ball was turned over, and it's now Ireland taken down here just inside the 40 on their own side of the field. Left-hand side, they spread it. They're going to have numbers here. Oh, the big man. Gee whiz, the big man. And that's going to be turnover. That's a penalty. That's a penalty, Japan. No, good clear. Good clean out there by the Irish. And left-hand side, they go... Oh, my God, they're away here. They're away here again on that left wing. They're finding some real good space here, the Irish, on that left wing. So James Lowe here, he gets that ball back on the inside, and that's a beautiful ball there. Johnny Sexton. Sexton to the number 7 there. Oh, good tackle and defense by the Japanese. The Irish at the 22 right now. They're going to kick it across the right-hand side. Great kick. Brilliant kick. And try time for the Irish. Try time for the Irish. They're starting off very nicely here. The Irish. It will be 12-0 with a kick to come from the right-hand side. And the Irish are putting a score through this Japan team early days. 10.5 minutes gone. It's looking scary. It's looking potentially scary. The Japanese don't look anything like they did 2 weeks ago. Not anything like they did 2 weeks ago. Look at the wraparound pass. Just brilliant. Life Starts says Japan got the money. They should just get 10 of the best players in the world. Yeah, but obviously we all know that you can't really just simply buy unless they're born or lived. I think is it 10 years that you have to live in the country for to be classified as a potential international. Is it 10 years? But fantastic rugby from Ireland so far. Someone who says, I do not think the World Rugby eligibility rule change is going to pass. They have to have 70% of the World Rugby ball to agree with it. Absolutely. And I aboard, and I agree with you. And I'm glad that it needs a significant change there. 3 years for rugby. 3 years? You only have to live in a country for 3 years? You sure? 3 years is a short amount of time. But 12 minutes gone here, guys, and I'm only 12-0. Let's go and hit that thumbs up button. Obviously, subscribe if you are new around here. But Johnny Sexton here, he got a nice kick from the left-hand side before on the wing, and now on the right-hand side, they've gone. Both their wingers have scored here today. Xavier Brown says, I don't think it's 10 years. Tupa could have played for Tonga, New Zealand, and Australia. Yeah, wow. So Johnny Sexton here from the right wing. It doesn't seem like there's any wind at the Aviva Stadium today. Good crowd, to be honest with you. Not a great deal up top, but everywhere else is a pretty solidified crowd in attendance, which is great to see, obviously. But geez, the Irish off to a real stellar start here. Early days. So Johnny Sexton from the right wing, he will... Oh, beautiful. Oh, it's curled around, but he actually gets it. So it's 14-0 here. And they are off to a stunning start, the Irish. My goodness me. Did anyone really expect this much? Oh, that's tight to call that not out. So basically, they were just showing us a highlight play from the halfway point, and James Lowe was very close to putting his feet out over the sideline, but it doesn't get called. And I don't really think it was, but it was literally less than a centimetre. But all right, so Ireland here with the ball at their own 22. Oh, closer knock on there, but they do keep that one up above the ground. And let's see what they do here. They're going to keep this one away here. They're going to keep this one away in Japan. Jeez, they are struggling on defense. Defensively, they are really, really struggling to acclimatise here. Good box kick here from the Irish, and they've done really well with the box kicks today. They've done really well kicking-wise today, and that's going to be a penalty here to the Irish. Yeah, penalty to the Irish. Yeah, Zay Brown. I'm not a big fan of the Irish jersey. The purple's ugly. I wouldn't say it's ugly, but I'm not a big fan of this Irish jersey. No, obviously we know them to be green, and they're their home team, which is why I'm very surprised they're not in green. But yeah, it's really odd that they're wearing purple. I've never really associated the Irish with the purple. Life starts as it was changed in 2017. World Rugby raises international eligibility period from 3 to 5 years. Last updated on the 10th of May 2017 and 10th of May from the Section Rugby Union. Good stuff. So yeah, so it's 5 years. Yeah, 5 years makes a lot more sense. Obviously, it used to be 3 years, but 5 years makes a lot more sense. No, although I still relatively disagree with that, I think that once you play for a country, yeah, you shouldn't be able to play for anybody else. So far, guys, 71% possession here for the Irish compared to 29% for the Japanese, and Ireland still have the ball. They have the ball here at the 40, and they are just absolutely pumping the possession, and that's a really good line out there. And they're going to push here quickly. No, they spread the ball out really nicely early days, and they are finding gaps galore in this Japanese defense. This Japanese defense is just all over the shop today. Look at the offloading here from Ireland. Their handling is brilliant right now. Like, this is really looking like a top-notch Irish team compared to what we've seen previously and recently. That's a penalty. That's penalty Japan. Good work by Japan there defensively. That's a really good penalty there for Japan to prevent the Irish from getting that one out. So it will be Japan ball here, and they're going to be able to kick this ball away around the 22. Kali Kalipi says the current rules state that once a player is representing a country at test level, they cannot play for another nation, even if they were born there. No, absolutely, and I agree with it. Once you play for someone, you shouldn't be able to play anywhere else. Sammy Sue says, I thought, but I'll elaborate on that on the podcast. I thought 75% was the magic number for the proposal in question to pass. It would be 75%. What did he say? I can't remember. Xavier Brown says 5 years is bad. It should be where you're born. Like, I don't think you should be able to play for another country. Like, if you're born and live in a country for over 15 years, you should be able to play it. Like I said, guys, I'll obviously elaborate when it comes to what's it called when it's on the podcast. So 15 minutes gone here, and 14. Sorry, guys. I'm just reacting to a result right now. I'm reacting to a 2-0 scoreline. Dano. If you're a football fan, lads, the Man United versus Man City derby is on right now. And hello, Dano. So 15.5 minutes gone here. It's 14-0 to Ireland. But Japan do have the penalty. David Kahn says hi. Hello, David. How we doing? Just to kind of briefly speak about it. It's like in Origin. Like, you can't, once you play for one state, you can't play for the other state. But it really depends on where you played your first professional rugby game, and then outside of that, that's an okay kick there for the penalty. Actually gets them to the halfway line here. Lifestyle says Ireland in purple, but why? No, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. But yeah, with Origin, I'd say it's very similar eligibility rules. Ryan Zagel says, who scored the second? First one was an own goal. It was Bernardo Silva. Johan Galm says, hi mate, hello Johan, how are we doing? Oh, good. Yet again, Japan really loving this short side play in this game. They're not really spreading this ball at all here. They're really loving this short side play. But it's going to be a penalty to Japan here. They're going to have the advantage. Left-hand side and half-time 2-0 Man City. Haha, beautiful. And, that kick was not fantastic. Oh, they're not calling the penalty here? I was going to say, there's no way the advantage. Yeah. So it'll be a penalty here to the Japanese. David Carr says, what is your thoughts on the Penrith Panthers? This is a rugby union stream. Kali Kalipi says, the hope is that Pacific Island nations such as Tonga, Fiji, and Samoa, not Fiji, could be bolstered by homegrown stars who have already played with the likes of Australia, New Zealand, or other first tier 1 rugby nations. If anyone thinks that Fiji is still a tier 2 nation, they're sorely mistaken. If people, not you, but if people still believe that Fiji is a tier 2 nation, time to wake up, big boy. Time to wake up because you're about to see something. You're about to see something if you think that Fiji is still tier 2. And they're going to kick that one out. So Japan here are going to have this ball around the 40. That's not a great kick there for the penalty. Not a great kick at all. Sammy Sue says, definitely an interesting thought-provoking topic for you and your buddy Hamish from Kiwi Lads on the Rugby Podcast in relation to the player eligibility rule. Absolutely. And we've also got a special guest from America coming on this week as well. So, Ireland nearly get the line. They do get the line out. Jeez. Japan give away their line out. Man, so poor. So that's a penalty. That's a penalty to Japan. That's a penalty. That's a good turnover. He's going to say that's not a penalty. He's going to say the penalty to Ireland instead. Wowee. Life starts. There was a World Cup a while ago where England played in all black coloured outfits. That was weird. Anyone remember? It would have been a while ago. It wasn't have been anything recently. It wouldn't have been 2015. It definitely wouldn't have been 2011 because that was in New Zealand. If anything, it could have been 2007 maybe. And that was when it was in France/Scotland, I think was the host nations. So 18 minutes gone here and Japan, both the tries have come off the back of their mistakes. And yet again, this is a mistake here. And Ireland now have a good possession with the ball. So I'm feeling like an Ireland try is coming up here because Japan have been their own worst enemies so far. Don't get me wrong, Ireland have been very good. Ireland have been really solid in this game so far. But Japan have been their own worst enemies, dude. Like, truly, they just keep giving up the ball. They get a line out. They throw the line out away. They get the... Just so many mistakes from Japan so far, and Ireland pushing here from this lineup so brilliantly. Just brilliantly. Look how slick this is. Just going still 10 metres, 15 metres, 20 metres, 25 metres up the lineup here, 30 metres up the lineup. They're now 15 metres out. Right hand side, they're going to go here. Gets it off to Sexton. Sexton. Oh, look at this. Open try. Open trying to wing. Open trying to wing. Open trying to wing. Open trying to wing. What did I say? Told you. Too easy, man. Too easy, man. Too easy, man. I told you that was going to happen. Every single time they make a mistake, they can see the try. And that's exactly what they did. So now the Irish are up 19-0 here with a kick to come. And they're looking pretty solid, man. They're looking very good. They're looking very good. Terry Brown says, did you see Hamish got a copyright strike? But he's the co-host of my podcast. Like, he's a good friend of mine. Of course, I've seen. Are you shitting me? Is it actually 0-0 on that New Zealand-Italy game? Is it actually 0-0 in the Italy game versus New Zealand after 20 minutes? Is that a mistake or is that legit? Can someone let me know in the chat, please? That's mad if it's true. That's crazy if it's true. After 20 minutes for it to still be 0-0. But alrighty. Alrighty, so 20 minutes gone here, guys. Let's go and hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. And obviously subscribe if you are new. Dave Brown's, yeah, Italy have like 6 penalties. 0-0 after 20 minutes against the All Blacks? Well done, Italy. Well done. Well done, Italy. So I don't think Zach Smith says I'm very surprised. No, I haven't said anything yet. I think he probably isn't watching because he's probably not happy that I said please stop spamming. But 20 minutes gone here, guys, and Johnny Sexton here to try and make this a 21-0 game here. 21-0 from the wing, and he's going to miss it. Oh, he's curled it, but no, he's missed it. He's missed it. He's missed it. He has missed it. So 19-0 here to the Irish. Andrew Conway there. He's got his 2 tries in this game. Brilliant game from Conway. But then again, Johnny Sexton's been very good as per usual. Somebody says, I heard about it. Some jealous cricket streamer didn't want to share the streaming rights. Yeah. It's not that. Sorry. No, it wasn't that. It was just a piece of shit. And we both think it's from Sri Lanka. Because he's done many other streams and I've done match streams for the cricket. But I'm not doing cricket because of this reason. Ireland, they're away again here. Oh my God, Ireland are crushing Japan right now. They're crushing Japan. Right hand side, they're going to go here and taking down the 40. But yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into it. So it's going to be Ireland here at the 50. They're going to right-hand side right now, and they're at the halfway point. By the way, guys, we're only about 10 subscribers away from, what is it, 13,300. So definitely make sure to subscribe. But left-hand side here, oh, Ireland away. Oh, that's a sexy ball on the inside. Oh, God, that's a crunch of a tackle. But, geez, Ireland look really good. They look really good. Is it Japan playing this badly, or is it Ireland playing this good, is my question. Because Japan's defence looks terrible, but Ireland looks slick, and they look sweet. There's going to be a penalty for offside here to the Irish. They're not going to take the 3 here. They'll go for the try. Morocco Business says, greeting from Venezuela, supporting Ireland. Good on you, man. Well, welcome all the way in Venezuela. And obviously Ireland looking pretty good right now, mate. Looking pretty good. They're probably going to score another try. They're probably going to score another try here. There's no way they go for the 3 here. There's no way they go for the 3, mate. If they do, make it 22-0, cool. But you're crushing them. You'll score a try here. They will go for the 3. Wow. Okay. Okay. They're going to go for the 3. Lifestyle says, really good question you asked there. Is it Japan playing this badly? Exactly right, because whenever Japan have had the ball, they've made a mistake. So, look, everyone's immediate thought process here is to see Ireland 19-0. Ireland must be playing incredible. And they are playing incredible. But you also have to weigh in. Every time Japan have had the ball, they've lost it by a not straight line out, or they've lost it by knocking the ball on. There's not really been a great deal of defense from Ireland. We haven't seen anything defensively from Ireland here. So it's like, yeah, cool, okay, Ireland are playing well. But Japan are playing woefully. So does Ireland go up 22-0 here against the Australians in the first 23 minutes? I don't think so. It'll be very close though, because Ireland's still playing well. But it's very difficult to give Ireland the credit as much as they probably deserve right now because of how bad Japan are playing on their own offensive standing point. Someone who says, yes, it's still 0-0 in the Italy All Blacks game. That's mad, bro. That's mad. That's mad. That scoreline's mad. And there we go. So 22-0 here. 22-0. I know, Mr. Achilles. It's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful, man. I'm watching the game up in the corner. Oh, well, I'm not watching the game up in the corner, but I've got it up in the corner there, and I'm obviously watching the Ireland versus Japan game. But it's 22-0 here with 24 minutes gone at the Aviva Stadium. Sammy Sue says the Irish don't seem rusty at all in that with that 14-0 lead. It's 22-0. It's 22-0, Sammy Sousa. It's definitely not 14-0 here. But, yeah, no, very nice result there at halftime, Mr. Gillies. Still a long way to go in that game. All right, so it's going to be the Irish here. They're just inside their own 40, but the gaps that Japan are giving up is just ridiculous. So they're going to do a bit of a box kick, and their box kicking game has been really good so far. Japan, I would say it's on Ireland. It's not been on Japan in that regards, because the kicking has been incredible from Ireland. So the Irish here inside their own 40. Could be a turnover here, could be a turnover here, could be a turnover here. No, it's going to be a penalty advantage here for Ireland instead. Don't you worry. Oh, they're going to find gaps here over the top, down to the right-hand side, and penalty advantage is still going. They're going to give it back. They're going to take it back here. So no advantage gained there. Zach Smith says, if you don't subscribe, your team will lose every game for the next 10 years. It's the truth. He's telling you the truth. He's telling you the truth that your team will lose every game for the next 10 years, and that includes 2 World Cups. 2023, 2027? No. 3 World Cups. Oof, tough. Well, to be fair, you wouldn't even make the 2027 and the 2031 one, so you wouldn't even need to think about that. You wouldn't even make it. So 25 minutes gone here in Ireland with another penalty, and Ireland now again in the attacking half. They honestly could put a serious score on here. Lifestyle says maybe Japan is a new bad coach. Look, I don't know, man. I just think that they've probably come in this game underdone, because they played really well against the Aussies the other week, and Australia are very good right now. They've won 5 games in a row. Australia plays Scotland tomorrow, which will be very interesting. Kali Kalippi says Italy defence is really good. Awesome. I love to see that, man. I love to see that. Like, obviously, I want New Zealand to win because they're a Southern Hemisphere team. Actually, to be fair, if Italy are able to beat New Zealand, which is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But if they beat New Zealand, I'm pretty certain Australia would go above New Zealand in the World Rugby rankings. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. Because Italy are ranked around 14th. I'm pretty certain that New Zealand would go below Australia, because that's a significant loss. That's a significant loss. And it's not going to happen, guys. Like, don't get excited. I'm getting excited, but don't get excited. But I'm getting excited, but don't do it. Don't get excited. But that is exciting. If that was to happen. Zay Brown says, maybe you chose the wrong game of stream. No. I didn't choose the wrong game of stream. Jay Hayes says, is BKR doing Movember? 6 days in looking good. I'm actually not, mate. Just been really lazy, to be honest with you. Zach Smith says, come on, Italy. Well, I kind of am. Like, in the same sense, I'm not doing it, but I'm not specifically doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not against it, is what I'm trying to say. But it's going to be Ireland here inside the 40. Morocco Business says, Italy drawing versus New Zealand. Big surprise. It's incredible surprise, Morocco Business. Incredible. That's why I'm so shocked right now. After 25 minutes, like, New Zealand should be already up 30-0. Truly. Oh my God, Japan here, right hand side. I'm loving the improvement. You know, I'm loving the improvement from the Northern Hemisphere in the lower teams. Haven't seen Georgia recently, but I'm really expecting Fiji to put a score through Spain after this. Lifestart says rugby needs something to make more than 10 countries competitive, or it will never be global. I don't think it'll ever be global anyway, mate. I don't think anything can overtake football. You know, oh, 1 second, the Ireland are going to be away. They're going to knock the ball on. So it's going to be Japan ball now. Oh, Japan chance for feeder there. Try to get through, but he got taken down. Good little pickup here from Japan at the 40. They're finally getting a little bit of an attacking possession here. Advantage over, and they're going to kick it through, and it's a terrible kick. Terrible kick. Terrible kick. And they're going to be away here, Ireland. That's yet again a mistake as a forward pass. Knock on something. No, apparently not. Good kick here from Ireland. Good kick. It's going to be a try here. Hat trick. Ooh. This could be a try here for Ireland. I think it might be Matsushima who gets back here to stop this one. I think that's a forward pass, though, from Ireland, though. I think I should go back and check that. Sammy says, those Benetton boys are keeping things interesting for Italy. No wonder the All Blacks depth hasn't scored yet so far. Jack Not Bad at all says, gee whiz, you wish I was staying up for this too. Too tired after watching Australia destroy the Windies. Well, yeah, we are destroying the Windies, but we've got this game. We've got Spain versus Fiji after this. We've got the Wales versus South Africa game after that. And then also we've got France versus Argentina. And then we have Chicago Bulls versus Philadelphia 76ers. So really big next 14 hours here on the channel. Xavier Brown said, it will never overtake the football because every can play football. It's not hard. No hits and small teams can beat big teams. That's a knock on. That's a knock on. No, it's a knock on. No, there's no ooh. There's no ooh. There's no ooh from the commentary. No, he knocks that ball on here. He knocks this ball on here. Tamura trying to get back. It's absolutely knock on there. Yeah, no way. No way. I don't know why the crowd's cheering there. No way. Zach Smith says, what time is it in Australia? It is 12:32 a.m. here, mate. 12:32 a.m. Johan Gums, the Wallies play next week? No, the Wallies play this week, mate. We play Scotland tomorrow night. We're playing Scotland tomorrow night. Yep, so it's going to be no try here. They're going to say... It's a knock-on here against Ireland. There's no way they're not calling that as a knock-on against Ireland. Lifestyle says, of course not. Nothing will need to rival football. I just love, for example, not know who will win if New Zealand lines up to Spain, for example, in a perfect rugby world. I think, yeah, look, in a perfect rugby world, I agree with you, obviously. In a perfect rugby world, I would be ideally hoping that there's not much disparity between teams, absolutely. But overall, well, they haven't called us a knock-on against Ireland. They've said that it was being put back in here by the Japanese, so they'll be kicking this one away. But I don't ever see that happening, unfortunately. Sevens, yes. Sevens, it happens. Sevens is a very influential sport in regards to lower teams being able to get those surprise victories. I saw Japan beat New Zealand in the sevens at the Oceania tournament a few years ago. There's a vlog on my channel. I was there. I was in Fiji at Suva Stadium when Japan did. Oh, 1 second here. Ireland on the left-hand side here again. Look at this. James Lowe. Oh, good tackle there by Ansushima. And Ireland still passing this ball out here. The big number 8, he goes through, taken down, 15 metres out here. Here come the Irish again. It's about to be 29-0 any moment now. It's about to be 29-0 any moment now. Here we go. They go right-hand side, taken down, just inside the 22. Now they spread it back out to the right-hand side here, back up the guts and taken down. Can't make a great deal of metres there. Can't make a great deal of metres there. Oh, knock on against the Irish. And they're going to kick this one away here, the Japanese. No, it's going to be the knock-on advantage. What do you mean advantage over? Hello? That is potentially the dumbest referee call in a long time. What do you mean advantage over? They knocked the ball on. It was a quick little kick there from the off the ground, and it didn't work out for Japan. How was that advantage taken? You're an idiot. So it's going to be Ireland here with the ball just outside the 22. Someone who took the All Blacks 27 minutes to score a try against Italy. I know, crazy. Just crazy. But that might also open the floodgates, if you know what I'm saying. But left-hand side here, and then get taken down. Ireland at the 22, turnover penalty. Good work by Japan. They've really started to, I guess, wake up a little bit since going down 22-0. Like, realistically, you're probably looking at this game being over. Ireland shouldn't be choking away 22-0 against Japan at the 28-minute mark at home at the Aviva Stadium. Like, anything can happen, yes, granted, but in the same sense, it shouldn't be. Xavier Brown says, would you agree with this? Northern Hemisphere countries will never be as good as Southern Hemisphere countries because with their club rugby union team, they will play some all nations like Tonga, Fiji, but teams like Brumbies, Highlanders would only choose Australian, New Zealand players. Agree? I would not. I would agree and disagree. Southern Hemisphere will majority of the time reign supreme because South Africa and New Zealand, their main sport is rugby. England's main sport is football. France's main sport is football. Oh my god, they didn't even kick the ball out of off the penalty to Japan. Just terrible. And box kick here from Ireland. 1 second here. Japan's going to get slapped in the tackle. No, they're going to kick this one back here to the inside the 22. They've brought it back inside there, so they can't kick over the sideline. And Japan taking it down. I'll answer why I always think Northern Hemisphere will be superior overall on a consistent scale for a few reasons in a second. But Japan went next stoppage to play. But Japan box kick. Ireland put it up. That's a knock on there. And Japan will get the ball. That's a knock on here against Ireland first, mate. Wow, they're going to say the knock on here from Japan first. Disagree. So basically, the reason why Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere disparity is there is because, yeah, look, South Africa and New Zealand, their influential financial sport is rugby union. England, football, that's both in football as in soccer. Wales is similar. Ireland is very similar. The reason why they're so good is still because they're such significantly large countries. It's like Australia's the exact same, even though we're not really a rugby nation anymore. I still believe that Wallabies are the true national sport, national team of Australia. I guarantee you more people watch the Wallabies than they do the Australian cricket team, but that's just me, I guess. But I believe that that should be the national sport. But overall, man, it comes down to the fact that the Northern Hemisphere prefers a grindy, forwards-based game. The Southern Hemisphere prefers a fast, pacey, creative, backline kind of game. So penalty Japan, good scrum. Oh, good scrum. Good scrum. Good scrum. Good scrum. The different hemispheres, and we speak about this a lot in the podcast, with the different hemispheres, they play the exact same. They play the exact same in their hemisphere. Northern Hemisphere teams, they always play grindy, slow, pacey. We're going to smack you out the middle, and we're going to try and score that way. We don't mind a low-scoring grind, but we're going to grind you out of this game. And Southern Hemisphere teams are just like, shut your damn well mouth. We're going to score at the wing. We're going to score down the front. We're going to score down here. We're going to pass this ball there. Let the right, left, big, bang, boom, buddy, schmack. You know, that's just how they play, the Southern Hemisphere teams. So it comes down to the open attacking fluidity. Nate J, happy birthday, big fella. I saw it before, but I completely forgot to actually read it out. But yeah, happy birthday, big fella. Hope you're having a cracker day. I don't know if it's today or it was yesterday, but hope you're having a cracker day regardless. But yet again, Japan going to make a mistake here off the line out, and guess what? Ireland get the penalty. Lifestyle says, yes, in South Africa, rugby is everything. It's life, it's culture, it's identity. Same as probably where in Brazil it's football. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just like in Queensland, New South Wales. That would have been a try, James. Oh, no, it wouldn't have been. They've called this as... the whistle's been blown here. That was nice, though. Newt says, I'm not watching Ireland versus Japan. Who has been playing better? Looks like Ireland. Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Ireland have played much better here than Japan early days, mate. Japan have not looked as good as they did against Australia. Japan have been defensively woeful. Japan have not had any attack. Every time they get on the attack, they throw the line out, not straight. From the scrum, they struggle massively. From the line-out drive, they struggle massively. They're just getting absolutely out-muscled here from Ireland, but they're also their own worst enemy, man. Like, Ireland looks slick, they look fast, they look creative, they look nice. They're not looking like a Northern Hemisphere team right now. They're looking like a Southern Hemisphere team, so maybe the Northern Hemisphere is starting to click onto this kind of factor. But, yeah, Japan haven't been good at all, mate. Hasn't been good at all. Alrighty, so 33 minutes gone here. Don't forget, guys, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already and subscribe if you're new. Don't forget, we are going to be streaming the Spain versus Fiji game right after this at 2 a.m. my time in about an hour and 20 minutes. We'll be streaming the, what's the game after that? The Wales-South Africa game, France-Argentina game, and then tomorrow we've also got Scotland versus Australia we'll be streaming, so definitely get around it. But it's going to be advantage here to Ireland. Penalty on the 22. They're going to spread this one and go straight up the guts. Beautiful run there. Ireland, left-hand side here. They're playing very similar to a Southern Hemisphere team, man. So different to what we're usually normally expecting from the Northern Hemisphere teams, and especially Ireland. Ireland, oh, brilliant try. Brilliant try. Brilliant try. Brilliant try. Brilliant try. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So it's going to be 27-0 here with a kick to come, and the Irish just whipped that one right on through. Very nice passing here like usual, and I think that one was definitely something that you can commend the Irish for and not really kind of think, oh yeah, that might have been just on Japan's defence. That was really nice work there by the Irish. That was very, very nice work there from the Irish. And Gibson Park will get the try time for the Irish. Yes, I do. Boom, 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 boom. Somebody says, took the All Blacks long enough, but it's about time they started warming up after 30 minutes with half time just around the corner. Well, I did tell you, man, I said that's probably going to open the floodgates. I said them scoring that try would open the floodgates, and they've already scored another try, but in the same sense, it is still only 14-0. You've really got to commend Italy for that first 25 minutes. I don't care what the scoreline ends up being. Even if it's 70-0, I've got to commend Italy for that first 25 minutes because that is never expected. That is a surprise and a half for them to even defend for that long. Especially when we haven't seen Italy play since the Six Nations, and they got absolutely walloped at the Six Nations, like as they usually do. We expect that from Italy. Lifestyle says, I think now rugby is professional. Let rich countries all buy best players and coaches like in other state sports and make countries competitive. No, absolutely not. Malcolm says, surprised many chose Japan your poll. Malcolm, I think it comes down to the fact that obviously Japan are a pretty good nation normally, and Ireland, we haven't seen a lot from them recently, and the last time these two teams played, it was very close. It was an 8-point game, 39-31 at the Aviva Stadium about 4 or 5 months ago, maybe, I think it was. Maybe 5 months ago they played, and it was a very close game. And Japan obviously pushed the Wallabies really closely, but this is a really good Irish team right now. They're surprising me greatly in this game, and Japan getting walloped. They look terrible. They definitely don't look anything close to what we saw for the game against the Wallabies about 2 weeks ago. Absolutely not. But then again, that was that all year to say to me in Japan. And I guess they match up a little bit better with the Wallabies, but yeah, they're getting absolutely slaughtered here. And a lot of it is coming down to their own mistakes, man. They've got no one to blame but themselves. They really are their own worst enemies in this game so far. Somebody says, that's if they don't start slow at the almost doing as Italy. Who? Fiji? No, Fiji will crush Spain. Fiji will crush Spain. Italy is still a better team than Spain, man. Oh, they're away here. Oh, James Lowe. How good's he been today? James Lowe gets the ball back on the inside here. Ireland at the halfway line. They are crushing Japan. They're inside the attacking half, but James Lowe has been incredible in this first half. And good pass there. Close to a forward pass, but it's going to be fine. So Ireland here, just inside the attacking half. They go right-hand side and slap down here 45 metres out. I really hope that there's at least some good games tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wales South Africa really should be close. It really should be close. But, alright, here they go, right the guts again. Lifestyle says, oh my, Japan regressing like in their past years. It's one game, man. It's one game, but, yeah, they're not looking great right now. That's from the side there. That should be a penalty here, Japan. Should have been a penalty Japan. It's the wrong call from the referee. Somebody says, even with all the money and resources, getting the best players and staff is one thing with delivering on the field. One thing. Not too bad of a kick there from Japan, but it didn't work out. Yet again, does not work out. So Ireland here at the halfway line. They're going to go left-hand side here. Gibson Park gets it back onto the inside, and they're going to be still 45 minutes out here. Zary Brown says, what's your favourite rugby game you've watched? Favourite rugby game I've watched? Any game that Australia wins. So left-hand side here, and James Lowe is going to pass that one over the sideline here. Oh, no, they're going to... Oh, it's going to be... What are you doing? Did he... Oh, no, it's going to be Japan ball. Okay, cool. I thought he kicked that before it went out, and then it would have been a line out here for Ireland, but instead it's not going to be. It's going to be a line out here for Japan. James Lowe has been very good in today's game. I'd say James Lowe has probably been the best for the Irish in today's game. So far. It's only been 37 minutes. There's still a whole second half to go, but he's scored I think, 2 tries. No, he's just got the 1 try. It was the opening try of the match, plus, obviously. That was a brilliant ball back on the inside. And I know he's been very, very nice here for the Irish today. So Japan here with the line out. Haven't seen them with the ball inside the attacking half in a long time. And also have not seen them with the ball in the attacking 22 at any stage of this game. But this is their best chance. So Japan now, they will win their line out, something we haven't seen all day today. And now they're going to take it at 40. Zacko21 says Ireland just thrashing the Blossoms. Absolutely, man. Oh, they've lost the ball too. Japan lost the ball. They look terrible. They look terrible. They look terrible. Lifestyles, I mean, just Japanese people were getting into Rugby 2019 World Cup. They haven't delivered again, so interest lost. Disagree completely. Disagree completely. Japan will get added into the Rugby Championship in 2 years' time with Fiji, and you will see that rise dramatically. Look where Argentina was before they got added into the Rugby Championship. Look where they were until they lost their Super Rugby team. You know, that should have been a penalty there against Ireland. That should have been a penalty there for Japan. Japan have had a pretty couple of rough calls here today. It doesn't excuse their performance, but Japan have had a pretty couple of rough calls here today. When Japan get added into the Rugby Championship alongside the likes of the Wallabies, the All Blacks, the Argentinians, the Springboks, the Fijians, Fiji as well will be crazy. Fiji and Drew are obviously in the Super Rugby right now. That's going to do wonders for their team. But yeah, man. Yeah, no, there's Japan's not losing interest at all. Japan loves their rugby. They love their rugby right now, mate. And like another thing, yet again, I will repeat this for everyone in the chat. This is one game. 2 weeks ago, they had a great performance against the Wallabies. 2 weeks ago, they had a great performance against the Wallabies. This is one game here. They haven't regressed nothing. They had a great game against Ireland halfway through the year. They had a great game against the British and Irish Lions. They had a great game against the Wallabies. This is one performance here. No one's losing nothing. There's no regression in Japan rugby. There's nothing here. There's nothing to take out of this game just yet. They're having one poor performance. Like, granted, like if they go and lose every single game against the Northern Hemisphere tour, like they realistically are expected to anyway. They're not expected to beat Ireland here. You know, they're not expected to beat England. They're not expected to beat anyone who's in the top 5 because there's a reason why they're in 10th. There's no regression here. I think you're jumping the gun on a one game result and also on a result that was never expected to be in their favour. Zaka21 says, Japan rugby will only keep on getting bigger in the country. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, good kick there from Ireland. They're going to be 10 metres out here. Here come Ireland. Here come Ireland. They're going to go left-hand side here. Gibson Park gets that ball off here, and they're going to be 5 metres out. 5 metres out here. 5 metres out. Here we go. Here we go. Right-hand side, they're going to go. Slap down. Taken to 5. Big number 1 there. Big forward there. They go right-hand side. It's going to be a penalty to Ireland too. They've got the penalty advantage right now. They got the penalty advantage right now. Gibson Park, he's going to go right-hand side. Should be a try. He should be a try. Oh, turnover. They lose the ball over the sideline. It was trying to get the hat trick there on the right-hand side. Lifestyle says, okay, I guess I'm too negative. I need your positive outlook on rugby. It's not that it's necessarily a positive outlook on rugby. It's a realistic outlook because I can be like you sometimes. You know, I can think negatively from time to time and think, oh yeah, this country's regressing. Like, look, you're going to have a look at that second New Zealand versus Fiji game, and I can tell you, Fiji looked like they were going to be a 20th ranked nation. But from the first game against New Zealand, they looked like they could have been a top 5 ranked nation, and arguably actually got ripped off in that first game. And the only reason they lost big was because a turning point in the game when Fiji were only down by 1 score. A bad call by the referee, a really bad call by the referee that even Kiwis understand was a bad call, turned the game in New Zealand's favour, which then scored a try. They went on to score like 6 more tries, right? So, you know, if you want to take one result like that, then fair enough. There's going to be a lot of results. Oh, it was a penalty advantage, by the way. So it will be Ireland taking the scrum here at the 5 metre line, right in front. Malcolm said, I don't know how rugby is funded in Japan. Same budget as ping pong. Ping pong? Ping pong? Isn't ping pong mainly China? I didn't realise Japan was a big ping pong nation. So yeah, point that I was making about Fiji is that don't look at one result. Just kind of understand who they're playing. International rugby, you really have to have a great perspective about who they're playing and what they're expected of. But here at the 5 metre line now, it's going to be Gibson Park. Ooh, good work here by the Irish. Good work here by the Irish. Good work here. Oh, taken down Johnny Sexton. That would have been so nice on that right-hand side, but they couldn't get it. Gibson Park here underneath, taken out at the 5 metre line. Thank you very much, Steve Smith. You're a legend, my guy. Give me 2 seconds here and I'll read out your comment. At the 40th minute here, the red marker has gone. Ireland here, 10 metres out. Gibson Park. He goes left-hand side. Gives it off to the number 2. 1 second, Stevie Schmitty. I love that. You're a legend, my guy. Number 1 here at the 5 metres out here, 29-0. They're going to keep pumping up the forward advantage offside here. Advantage offside. Japan are very sneaky for a yellow card potentially soon. They've given away a lot of penalties recently. So Ireland here, they're still 5 minutes out. They're pumping this through the forwards. And look at this big number 1 here. Who's number 1 here for Ireland? He's been very good. They're going to take penalty advantage here. Who's number 1 for Ireland? Porter. He's having a very good game, Andrew Porter. Thank you very much, Steve Smith, for the $20 donation. Says get yourself something for the upcoming matches, brother. It's on me. You're a legend, my guy. Thank you very much. Big night, and obviously big couple of weeks. Big couple of weeks ahead, my guy. So we've got this game. We've got Spain versus Fiji game I'll be streaming. Got the Wales, South Africa, France, Argentina. Tomorrow, Scotland, Australia. And then next week, we do it all again. Penalty. That's going to be a try to Ireland. Oh, no. No try. No, they're not. They're still 1 minute short here. Try time for Ireland. They're going to check it, but they're going to check this, but I'm pretty certain it's a try. It should be 34-0 here at halftime. Or it will be 36-0 here at halftime. Jay has a Smitty, this Aussie cricketer in the chat. Yeah, a bit of Smitty. He's an Aussie cricketer in the chat. He just won a great game against the West Indies and put the Australians to the semi-finals of the Cricket World Cup, T20 World Cup, and now he's here, shout me beer money. He's a legend. Xavier Brown says, if you want to look at one result, then Uruguay are better than Fiji. Shut your mouth. How dare you, Xavier Brown? How dare you? How dare you remind me of that? How dare you? Steve Smith says, Scotland vs Australia will be game of the weekend. Can't wait. Absolutely. It's going to be a great game. I think Wales, South Africa might surprise you, though. Did he knock that ball on early here? So they're at the TMO right now, but he drove to the line. I don't think he gets the ball down. Here. This is great from the Japanese here to have that hand that comes up underneath it just last second. I don't think there's enough evidence to call this as a try. The Japanese player gets his hand just underneath the ball at the perfect time here. I think they're going to call offside. This could be a penalty try if they call him offside, though. And are they going to say knock on from Ireland? So they're going to go penalty here. It's going to be an offside here against Japan. So it's going to be a knock on against Ireland, but they're going to obviously give the penalty to the Irish. I'm not too sure. This will be interesting to see what goes on here. This will be interesting to see what happens here. So they're still checking this. It's a no try knock on, but it will be a penalty. Is he trying to call this as a yellow card here for Japan because of this offside? I think he's trying to get the number so he can give a yellow card here because I think they could be calling this as a yellow card. There's no way this is a yellow card here for Japan. So it's number 2 here. Vanessa Otti says Fiji is the best. Tosoviti, yellow card. So yellow card here for Japan. Yellow card here for Japan. We're at the 44-minute mark right now, guys. We're 4 minutes past the halfway, and they're going to scrum it here. They're going to scrum it. So they're going to score here, Ireland. But yes, Vanessa, Tosoviti, Vadava, Spain. We're coming, Manda. We're coming. Lifestyle says Wales it's one of the teams that we should say were native speakers. What's going on? Wales was disappointing against New Zealand. South Africa to win by 25. No, I will correct you again. The reason, by the way, was Asushi Sakati, who comes off here for Japan, off the yellow card. The reason why Wales were disappointing against against New Zealand was because they had about 10 players that were out, either due to not being able to be selected due to not being in November with the selection process. There was a lot of players out for Wales. And secondly, Alan Wynne-Jones got injured very early in that game, and so did Ross Moriarty. Two players there that are integral to that team. Very injured very early, and they had a lot of players out, man. So you'll see a different team here today, but they are still missing those 2 key players in Alan Wynne-Jones and also Ross Moriarty. Zay Brown to 6-21, not too bad, really. Well done, Italy. Them scoring anything is brilliant. All right, so 29-0 here to the Irish. They're at the halfway line. At that 5-meter line here, and they're going to roll this one back here through the scrum. They're going to go. Should be a penalty here against Japan, surely. No, apparently not. Right-hand side, they're going to go here. The hat-trick man out on the right-hand side. They're not going to get to him, though. Ireland here, it's going to be a knock-on there against the Irish. So it will be half-time. It will be half-time here, guys. So 29-0 at half-time to the Irish. Well done from Japan there to stop that try despite having a yellow card to Sakati. Japan looked terrible. Japan looked absolutely woeful in that first half. Really, really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. But in the same sense, it was a really good performance there by the Irish. I thought James Lowe was fantastic. I thought Johnny Sexton did really well. I was really appreciative of the number one again. The number one, the big prop for Ireland. He's a very good player. Andrew Porter, that's the one. Andrew Porter for Ireland. He's had a very good game so far as well. So, half time. Let us know what your thoughts are in the chat. Also, half time in that New Zealand versus Italy game. It's 21-6 right now to the All Blacks. Still a very good result there for Italy. Obviously, I haven't watched the game, so I can't really analyse it for you. But from looking at that scoreline, that's a really good result for Italy if they can, keep it within range-ish. Live starters, good thing is Japan's worst loss is 147-16. They can't lose by more today. Exactly right, and that was to the All Blacks, I think, in the 1995 World Cup in South Africa. But it's actually not the biggest loss ever. People forget this. That is the most points scored by an opposition team, by a team. But the biggest result ever was actually Australia versus, I believe it was American Samoa. Now, the reason I know this is because on the podcast... we spoke about this, and I found out it's actually Australia versus, I believe, American Samoa. It was 145-0, if I'm not mistaken, or 144-0, something like that. Vanessa says, is Ireland's kicking and attacking game good or their defense? Unfortunately, it really isn't. Unfortunately, it really isn't down to the Irish defensively. Why Japan are nil? Japan have been not throwing the line out straight. They can't kick the ball out over the penalty for a penalty over the sideline. They can't do anything right now. Japan, they knock the ball on over and over and over again. Whenever they get a good possession, they lose the ball. Nothing's going on here. It's not from the defense from Ireland. It's not. It's from their own. They're their own worst enemy. For Ireland's part, their attack has been incredible. Their attack has been really nice and swift, but Japan's defense hasn't been great. It started to warm up a little bit towards the 20th minute because it was about 22-0 after 20 minutes. So Japan were able to hold them to the one try for that following 20 minutes. But overall, Japan don't look good here. They don't look good. Liam Duran says, is it true it's All Blacks C team? I hate the term C team and B team. I hate those kind of terms because it's disrespectful to the players who are playing, because no matter what, you're putting out the players there that you still expect to win. Yes, it's not the starting lineup that you would normally expect, but there is no such thing as a C team. It's either a team that has injuries / rested players, or a full-strength team for me. Now, I'm not having to go at you, I'm just saying I don't like the C team nonsense that I hear from everybody in regards to every country, because it gives teams excuses week in, week out, and it's just ridiculous. But it is a team that has a lot of players that you would normally not expect to be playing over the likes of others in a regular starting match. Live Start says, the biggest thing to celebrate above rugby, above anything, is the human spirit that we now have thousands of fans in the stadium again, even though COVID is far from over. COVID will never be over, mate. You got to live with it for the rest of our lives. That's just a fact. I get to go to my first sporting game live on this Thursday night for the Australian Socceroos versus Saudi Arabia World Cup qualifying vlog. So I'll be there for that game, and then I'll be heading to Fiji for a couple of months to go see my family. I'm very much excited for that. But yeah, man, of course, it's great to see everyone obviously getting back to games. In Queensland and Australia, it's not really been any different, but in New South Wales, we'll be in lockdown for like 5-6 months. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very much excited to get to a game. Zaka21 says, the other squad you mean. Lifestyle says, New Zealand could put out 5 actually strong teams. Exactly right. Exactly right. And it all comes down to perspective. And this is what I'm saying. And this is what I'm saying. New Zealand still have the ability to win with probably 5 of their lineups. And by saying a team is a B team, you're saying these players aren't as good as the other players. Now, that comes down to perspective. Would you call it a B team if Mo'unga was in the team, or would you call it a B team if Beauden Barrett was in the team? And that comes down to your perspective. Do you prefer Mo'unga? Do you prefer Barrett? I prefer Mo'unga. A lot of other people prefer Barrett. So, sometimes people are going to say, no, that was a B team. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. I don't think so. And then some other times people are going to be like, that was not a B team. That was their strong team. And I'm like, no, I disagree. You know what I'm saying? So it really comes down to perspective, yeah. Noah, I'm going to have to time you out, big boy. I'm going to have to time you out, mate. I've given you plenty of warnings, mate, and I've told you not to spam. And there's a reason why we can't play the audio, buddy. Malcolm says they're playing for black jersey, not B or C, but know what you mean. Yes. Fong Pei says, can someone explain why that yellow card wasn't instead a penalty to Japan? Scrum half balked, which is illegal. Didn't actually notice. Didn't notice that. So I'll probably have to go. I'll go have a look at it again. I'll go while we're at halftime here. I'll go have a look at it again for you, and I'll give you a rundown here because I didn't actually notice it when it was happening there. Okay, let's go have a look here. But I did say that a few moments beforehand that Japan were looking at a yellow card for the amount of penalties they were giving away here. But let's go have a look here just quickly. Okay, so Sakati there. Because it definitely was offside, but in the same sense, still waiting here. I'm just trying to get back to it. At this point. Just trying to get back to it. Last start says, wait, are you saying 100% accurate? 8 players on the bench, not because they're weak, but because there's only room 15 in the line. 1 second. So, to be fair, you're not actually wrong there, Fongpei. You're not actually completely wrong. He does balk it. So look, it's a tough call. I think that Japan. I've been saying this all game too. I think Japan have actually had a few rough penalties against them. I think that they probably should have gotten a few penalties in their favour, and also a few of the penalties that went against them haven't been favourable for them. Japanese are not getting ripped off here though. There's a couple of penalties that I definitely think they've been hard done by, but the Japanese aren't getting ripped off here. They're going to. They're unfortunately just not simply playing well enough, and they're getting absolutely pumped here by a team that is just too good right now for them. So it's unfortunate, yes, but it is what it is. But I think if Japan loses this game to Ireland, would they drop below the world rankings rugby calculator? You can actually calculate who jumps above and like what the result will mean per team. Japan would go 78.5. I don't think Fiji could jump above. No, I don't think Fiji could jump above Japan here. Unless Ireland win by a lot more. Like a lot more. I think if South Africa beat Wales here this week, though, they will go above New Zealand. Fongpei says Ireland definitely playing way better and Japan uncharacteristically sloppy. Absolutely, Fongpei. I really don't understand why they're struggling so poorly right now. Like they're really playing poorly. Like they're not able to keep the ball out for a penalty. When they get a penalty, they can't even get the ball over the sideline. When they get a line out, they throw it not straight. They have not been in the attacking 22 at any single moment of this game so far. Not a single moment of this game so far have they been inside that attacking 22. So, it's really odd here from the Japanese. You don't normally expect it, and hopefully they can turn it around in the second half. Zach21 says, at 1 in the morning, he's in America, mate. Lifestyle says, scary thing is, in 20 years, professional rugby players will be even bigger and stronger with science evolving like crazy. There's actually knowledge that potentially in 20 years' time, rugby might go backwards because of the head contact. But, obviously I don't want to talk about that because I don't really like to think about that. But there is major studies coming out about it. Elich says, Japanese rugby doesn't work. There are too many penalties. But the thing is, man, is that this is like I've been saying this whole stream. It's one game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one game right now. They're playing a team in the top 5. Ireland are a 5th ranked team. Japan are 10th. I would say Fiji are better than them. So I would say that Japan are probably. I'd say keep them in 10th. I'd actually put Argentina into 11th right now. Personally, we do speak about this on the podcast, guys. Like I said, if you aren't following us at the Rugby Down Under podcast on Apple Podcasts, Apple, Google, or Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. You should, because we talk all things international rugby for about 2 hours every single Wednesday. We talk literally everything, so definitely go and check it out and follow us. But look, this is one game. Japan still played well against the Wallabies a couple of weeks ago. They only lost by 8 points to Ireland earlier on this year at the Aviva Stadium. Japan are still utilising that momentum from that Rugby World Cup, and you wait until they get added into the Rugby Championship. When Japan and Fiji get added into the Rugby Championship in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, there will be hell to pay when these teams grow significantly. Look at where Argentina were before they got added into the Rugby Championship. Fact. Look at where Argentina were before they got added to the Rugby Championship. And now they are a team that, they're losing it. They're losing their composure because they've got no Super Rugby team. But you wait. They'll be back. Argentina. They'll be back. Zach21 says, Japan could be a rugby superpower in 10 years. I would disagree with that one. I would still disagree with that one. I couldn't see superpower. I don't think that anyone can seriously challenge the likes of South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia and England for I guess, superior. Oh, France. The thing is with France, and I'll tell you this: France are probably the second best team in Europe and Northern Hemisphere. Why? Look at all the finals they've lost. They lost the 1995 final to 1999 final to Australia. They lost in the semi-finals the 2003 World Cup. In 2007, I believe they lost the World Cup final. In 2011, they lost the World Cup final to New Zealand. In 2015, did they get to the semi-final? No, 2015 they were shithouse. 2019 they weren't great. And now obviously they're back to being potential favourites alongside the All Blacks for the 2023 World Cup. I think Wallabies will improve themselves to a bit more favouritism, but in the next 2 years. But France are a very good nation, but people don't give them the credit because they haven't won yet. Australia's won 2, South Africa's won 3, New Zealand's won 3, and England's won 1, and luckily one of that. So, and that's it. That's all the World Cups. No one else has won one. So it'd take a long way for Japan to significantly improve enough to be able to absolutely dominate, the likes of, Wales and Ireland and Scotland and even to an extent France to overtake them, and Argentina too. It would take a lot of work, and within 10 years, it's still a relatively short frame when you're thinking about international rugby and competing with the big dogs. Lifestyle says Japan should just see the 5-year rule, buy all the best players, and there you go. It's that simple. Buy the players and the coach. It's simple. Wrong, and wrong. The thing with buying all the best players is, one, firstly, international rugby is not like that. Secondly, international rugby is not like that. And thirdly, international rugby is not like that. But I will also mention this part. The number one factor here is that buying doesn't guarantee success. And football is a key way of utilising this, as in soccer, right? If anyone watches soccer, anyone watches football, you go and have a look at all these different teams that have billionaire owners. People complain about Manchester City and saying, oh man, they just buy, and that's why they win. Yeah, cool. They do it right. Not everyone does it right. Look at what Monaco did. Look at how United spent their money. Look at how Tottenham spent £100 million when they got rid of Gareth Bale. Just because you have money and just because you spend doesn't mean you spend it right. You still need to have the right people in the right places to actually organise it, to pick the right people for your team. Okay, so even though international rugby, it doesn't work on a buy process, there is no process like this. It is not like this at all. Even if you did implement a tactic like that, it doesn't necessarily work. You can't just buy and expect to be good. Not all players work with each other. Dave Penn says France also don't get credit because their Six Nations record isn't great in the last decade. Absolutely, I think that last year the All Nations Cup they looked very good and were very unlucky not to win that, despite having a B rating team like everyone else says. I think that France, their Six Nations is pretty poor overall. But like I said, man, they're always the runner up. They're always the runner up, and it wouldn't surprise me if they're the runner-up at this World Cup too. I feel like obviously it's going to be France versus the Southern Hemisphere team in the World Cup final. I can't see England doing it. I can't see Wales doing it. I can't see Ireland doing it. Yes, granted, we're 2 years out. But I really think that France are going to be able to do it to get to the Stade de France at home in the final. But I just don't know if they're going to be able to overcome France are probably the most Southern Hemisphere style playing team of the lot when it comes to the likes of the Northern Hemisphere teams and their play style. Ireland are slightly adjusting a little bit, but France are a very fast-paced, energetic, creative, free-flowing team. So for a Northern Hemisphere grindy outfit, and that's what works in their favour. But I just don't see them being able to get past the All Blacks, the Springboks, or even the Wallabies in 2 years' time in that World Cup. And I don't even know if I can say the Springboks right now. The Springboks are really disappointing. They are really disappointing. They win one game. They're not back to it yet. I'm a big believer in Springboks rugby, South African rugby, but just because they won that one game against New Zealand, I want to see them play this Northern Hemisphere tour, and I want to see them win well. They should win well against Wales. Will they? I don't know. They should win well in their games, but it'd be interesting to see how they go. Yeah, mate. No one's going to go to your stupid website in the chat. No one's going to go to your stupid website. FIFA, guys, the City up 2-0. Man United's so bad. Oh no, we know, mate. No, we know. We've known that for a long time, mate. We've known that Man United are terrible. But the second half's about to get underway here, guys. Let's go and put this thumbs up right now. Boom, ski, thumbs up, and obviously subscribe if you're new around here. We've got this game. We've got the Spain Fiji game. Right after this, we're going to stream. We've got the Wales and South Africa game, which is going to be incredible. France Argentina game, gonna be good. We've got Chicago Bulls going up against the Philadelphia 76ers later on as well, and then also tomorrow night, Australia versus Scotland. Going to be a good one. Lifestyle says, okay, let me put it like this. Japan was one of the worst teams. Now they have about 50% good foreign players, and they reached a World Cup quarters, and they haven't lost by 100 points like before. Yes, but that's not down to buying players. They didn't buy players. The reason why Japan have all these islanders in their team is, one, because they're actually kind of from Japan, and they play their international, they play their domestic rugby at Japan, and it's also a way of players. Because you can't just buy a player, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can buy it for the domestic league, but in the same sense, as we spoke about before, it takes 5 years before you can qualify for the team, and that's only if they haven't already played for, their own home nation. So it's not just about buying players, because if a team just wants to prevent you from potentially being able to utilise them, then they can be like, okay, well, I'm going to take them and utilise them for one game just before they get to that 5-year mark, and then you can't have them. But the second half has started here, guys, and Ireland will start with the ball at the 22. Let's see if Ireland can keep this consistency up and keep utilising these wings. The wings are where they're really finding the space. James Lowe has been great, and the other winger, who's the other winger right now? Number 14 here for Ireland. He's got 2 tries in today's game. It is Conway. That's exactly right, Andrew Conway. Zoe Brown says, is the Springboks play boring box kicking rugby? They won't win the World Cup. If they play their fast-paced rugby, they have a chance. Bingo. And I speak about that on the podcast every single week. Ooh, Ireland are going to give the ball over to Japan here. Good chance. Good chance. Japan are going to have their first attacking opportunity of the game here in the second half. Jack Lewis says, hello, people. Just tuned into this. Hello, Jack Lewis, mate. We've got 4 rugby games upcoming, so don't you worry. We're going to be here for a long time. This is just the first of many. Lifestyle says, nope. No, there's no nope. There's no nope here. I'm giving you facts. I'm not giving you opinion. I'm giving you facts. And guess what? Japan will not give a straight line out. That's a fact. Yet again, they have been terrible. The Japanese clubs are professional. They buy the players. They do for good salaries. 2 South African players playing for Japan now. In amateur days, that would have just wouldn't have happened. Did you listen to anything I just said, or you didn't listen to what I just said, or no? Jack Lewis says, you doing England plays? No, I'm not. I'm doing the Fiji versus Spain game, because obviously it's Viti, but I will obviously have the England score in the corner against Tonga. I will obviously have that score against Tonga in the corner. So you can still talk about it in the chat. It's obviously rugby. You guys can speak about whatever rugby you want here, but just obviously when it comes to league and NBA and other sports, football, we don't really speak a great deal when we're talking about rugby. Jack Lewis says, Fiji, Spain, bloody hell, that's going to be 150-0. You would hope so, but I know Fiji. I know Fiji can be a bit shaky. Ooh. No, Japan. No. You don't take that ball over the sideline now. Lifestyle says, how popular is rugby in Spain? Gaining? No, mate. No. Fiji should crush them. Like, Fiji should really pump them. But, I'm Fijian, so I'm Australian and Fijian. So, I'll always be doing that game over another game. And England-Tonga should be just as much of a pumping. It should be like 70-10 kind of deal to England. So it's going to be, because I think Spain is around, bad lineup there by the Irish. And Irish have started off the second half pretty slow, pretty shaky in this first 2.5 minutes. But Japan still have not touched the ball in the attacking 22 just yet. Just throwing that out there. They had the ball at the 25 and threw the line out, not straight. Lifestyle says, we're all free to give our opinions. No, exactly right. But I'm also giving you facts in regards to why you're wrong. Opinions are great, but I'm also telling you facts in regards to what you said was wrong. But I don't think you understood what I was saying. But yeah, no, we're free to give our opinions, man. I'm not hating on you at all. But yeah, no, Spain, they're football, man. They're ranked, I think Spain are ranked 21? 21? I think, because Portugal are 19. I think 18 is Uruguay, 17 is the USA. Yeah, Portugal's 19, maybe 20. I think they could be 20 actually. Jack Lewis says, I don't even know. Spain had a team, to be honest. Yeah, they're not terrible. They are 20. They are 20. Yeah, they are in 20. If they beat Fiji, they would go probably up to about 15th, 16th. I would say, maybe. roughly around there. So Ireland will have the ball here at the 22, and we're going to push this one. Good push here. They keep pushing from the line out brilliantly. It's really good. It really is good. Look at them. They're just absolutely They could score a try here. They could score a try off this. They could score dead set score a try off this. From outside the 22, they're pushing from the line out here. It's going to be a penalty advantage here to Ireland too. They're going to score a try. Left-hand side, they're going to go here. They got numbers. They got numbers. They got numbers. They got numbers. Oh, lost the ball. Wow. Penalty advantage. Otherwise, Japan would have scored a try. That's spewing because Fafita would have scored a try there for Japan, but it will be a knock on there against the Irish. But instead, it will be a penalty advantage here to Ireland. I forgot Japan still have that yellow card, by the way. Someone who says Spain was very unlucky to qualify for the last Rugby World Cup, had eligibility issue. Really? Shit, man. Have they played a World Cup before? Because I seen Last Start says Spain once played a World Cup, I swear. Did they? Did they? Not too sure. Usually we see the likes of Namibia qualify, USA qualify, Canada qualify normally, but they won't be here this time. Uruguay normally, they're already there. You would safely assume that USA beat Chile, but in the same sense, Chile could be a tough one there for the USA over there. Jack Lewis says, Ireland look good today, and Japan not a bad side. Ireland making them look bad. Good display so far. Yes and no. Yes and no. I'll explain. I'll agree with you and disagree with you in just a moment. So 45 minutes gone here. Ireland with the line out, knock the ball on for the line out though, and Japan will get this one, and they're going to have to bring this one straight. Oh, good run. Good run. Good run by the big number 8 there. Good run there by the big number 8. Japan are going to have to quit. Oh, good passing. My God, they're under a lot of pressure though. Ireland putting a lot of pressure here on Japan, and that's going to be a... Oh, there was going to be penalty advantage there for Ireland, for Japan from that knock on. So Jack Lewis, I will agree and disagree with you. And the reason why I disagree with you is that Japan are their own worst enemies in today's game. They don't know how to throw a straight line out. Literally 3 times they've thrown it not straight. Whenever they've gotten a penalty, they haven't been able to kick the ball over the sideline. Literally twice. They've been terrible today. But Ireland look good on attack. Defensively, I won't have any of anyone saying Ireland being good defensively because we haven't seen anything from Ireland. We haven't seen anything from Ireland there. But attacking wise, they've crushed them. Yeah, Japan haven't been good. And yeah, look, to an extent, you could obviously say, yeah, Japan, they're not playing well at all, but they're still a good team. And they are a good team. But today's just not been their day. Today's just not been their day. Adam Marr says, Mon Ireland, come on Ireland, he says, getting around the Irish, and they're having a good game here, mate, to start off their Autumn Nation series. Who do they play next week? It's a good question. Who do they play next week? I should quickly check this. I think they don't play Australia in this tour. They might play New Zealand. Oh, it's going to be penalty in Japan. Good work, good work. Someone who says Spain playing the 99 World Cup. Oh, they're not even going to take the kick. They're going to go right hand side. Japan, you've got numbers. Oh, that's going to be potentially a yellow card here. James Lowe, I think he's genuinely trying to grab that intercept, so it won't be a yellow card. Sammy Sue says, if pro comps can be established in the various regions, which in turn help those countries perform better, then there might be possibility for Rugby World Cup expansion in future, in my opinion. Yep, absolutely. Jack Lewis says, when are Scotland Wallabies this weekend? Tomorrow night, mate. Tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow for you in the UK, but for me, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night for me. I'm excited for it. It's going to be one of the best games of the weekend. And hey, guys, guess what? Japan, a penalty, and yet again, they don't kick the ball over the sideline. Not even joking. Literally, this team doesn't know how to kick the ball over the goddamn sideline. Oh, brilliant kick from Ireland. That's a brilliant kick there from Ireland. That is a brilliant kick there from the Irish fullback. My goodness me. Zay Brown says, imagine you're the Wallabies coach and... Imagine if the Wallabies coach, oh, 1 second here, Japan, Miller for Inagaki and Valo for Gu will be the 2 substitutions there. And Hugo Keenan was the one who just obviously kicked that ball for a brilliant line here. That's a 50-22, sorry. That's a 50-22. It's even better. I didn't even realize it's a 50-22. It's a brilliant kick. So I only get the lineup here. They'll score off this lineup because they've been pushing brilliantly from the lineup so far. They're at the 5 metre line here. They're at the 5 metre line here. They can't push. This time they're not pushing. Oh, now they're going to get it. Right hand side. Try time for the Irish. Good try. Good try. And Japan, yet again, their own worst enemy. Japan, yet again, their own worst enemy. So, it's Johnny Sexton. Johnny Sexton just scored a try too. Johnny Sexton, well done. Johnny Sexton, what a man. What a man. What a special moment here for Johnny Sexton. Just an absolute legend of the game, especially for Ireland. And, great to see him. Obviously, there's a yellow card for Japan, so it makes it a lot easier. But Johnny Sexton, just, absolute legend of the game. We more than likely won't be seeing with that 2023 World Cup. But, man, fantastic try there for the big man, Johnny Sexton. Jack Lewis says, I fancy Australia to win decently, maybe 14 plus, even though it's at Murrayfield. I would agree. Zoe Brown says, imagine you're the Wallabies coach and you pick a team who's the first player on the team sheet. Who do you choose for me? It's Hooper? Absolutely. Sammy Sue said, looking forward to the live broadcast stream by World Rugby itself on the Fiji-Spain game. I'm interested by it. I'm intrigued by it, mate. I'm intrigued by it. Because it's like, it's not on World Rugby in regards to the camera work there, but I also know Spain are ranked 20th, and we saw what USA's broadcasting work was like against New Zealand. And USA are a pretty, strengthy country in regards to being able to put on a broadcast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm intrigued to see how this one's going to go at the stadium in Madrid. I'm not too certain how that camera work's going to be, but in the same sense, hopefully it works out well, and hopefully we get to see hopefully we get to watch a great game there in regards to the quality. Lifestyle says, so what needs to be done to make Chile, Uruguay, Spain, Portugal, Germany good or more interested? Or should they just have 10 to 15 teams globally and invest all the money in them, let the others be? No. It's not on World Rugby to invest in them. It's not on anybody else to invest in them. It's on their own country to invest in them. The reason why they're not good enough is because the country doesn't invest enough into them. The reason why the Wallabies are getting better is because, guess what? Rugby Australia is investing a lot more money into them. Once again, Johnny Sexton here with a kick, and he will... Good kick. Beautiful kick. 36-0. 36-0 here, 50 minutes gone, 30 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. We've got 4 games tonight. It's going to be incredible. You're going to love it. So get around it. But, Rugby Australia have started to invest a lot more money into it. There you go. Why did Japan still have a yellow card here, by the way? Because they had a yellow card with about a minute to go in that first half, and now it's 50 minutes gone. Okay, he's back. New Zealand are always investing their money into it because that's the number one sport in the country. South Africa, same thing. England have the finances to do it. USA's rugby process, no one's putting any money into it. They're putting money into the USA Sevens program, which is why they're so good. But no one's putting any money into it. They have the money for it, but they invest their money in the NFL, in NBA, in hockey, in baseball, even to an extent the football team. And the football team's, okay, soccer, that is. So... overall, man, it comes down to the country's willingness to evolve the game individually. It is not on other countries and other nations to support them besides giving them an active amount of games to improve their rugby against the big teams. So I'm going to get this ball back to Japan here, and Japan can bring this one back to the 50. Nice little run back here for Japan. So right-hand side, Soccer Gillingham game up in the corner. I don't have the Gillingham game, but I definitely have the Man City versus Man United game on, which is brilliant. World Rugby, it's on YouTube. Oh, they're going to be playing on YouTube, brilliant. So left-hand side, they're going to go here, and it's going to be taken down at the 25, the Irish, at the 25. Asio Houghton says, hi Blaze, hello mate, how we doing? Jack Lewis says, you're not watching Man City play? Surprise, oh I am. Oh, I am. But obviously, my channel's not exactly a football-based channel, predominantly, yet. We have a decently sized rugby audience now, comparison, and obviously I've been really focusing on this, on the rugby. Last season, you forgot they invest $700 billion USD per year in the army. Not relevant. It's just not relevant. I don't forget it, but it's just not relevant to the conversation. So Japan here with the ball, and they're at the 40. And this should be a penalty turnover. Should be a penalty turnover here. No, they're not going to call the turnover. Should have been a penalty there. Somebody says that at least there's a new comp called the European Super Cup that's meant for the teams in Rugby Europe Championship. Even Chile and Uruguay are benefiting from SLAR in South America. You wait until you see what Fiji and Japan bring when they get added into the Rugby Championship. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible, man. So, Ireland steal the ball there, and they've got... that's a knock-on. They're not going to call a knock-on. No, they're going to call... It's gone backwards here, and it's going to be knock-on against Japan. Knock-on against Japan. Knock-on against Japan. Jay Hayes says, all your questions make a mate. Asio Houghton says, who do you think will win the Rugby World Cup up New Zealand? Right now, it's between New Zealand, the Wallabies, France. You'd still have to say South Africa. I don't know. I don't know if any of the UK is going to be able to do it, personally. I don't believe in England as much as everyone else does. I want to see England play Australia. When England play Australia, we're going to see. That's when we're going to get a good understanding of it. Jack Lewis says, my membership badge has changed. Is that because it's been longer than 1 month? Yes, man. So every single month it changes. So the longer you're obviously a member for, the different membership badges you get. From 6 months to 12 months is the same though, and then 12 months is the king one. Simon Hughes says, recently World Rugby has put money in South America nations' high performance programs. Yes, well that's why you've seen Chile start to improve. That's why we've seen the Chileans start to improve, despite being very dirty improvement too. Very dirty. Very dirty when it comes to the style of play that we see from, unfortunately, from the Chileans when it comes to their rugby. When it comes to the rugby from them, but Ireland with the ball here, just outside the 22. Let's see how they crack on here. And they go right hand side, quick little play. Oh, Johnny Sexton again here, could have broken through, gets taken down. Good tackle by Japan. So Gibson Park here gets it off to the big number 8. He's taken down just outside the 22 again. They go right hand side to Gibson Park again, and down the wing they're going to have some space. Gets it back off here to Conway, and Conway taken out at the 40. Jack Lewis says, after 12 months, are you funding me a trip to Australia to watch the NRL with you? Thanks, mate. You wish, mate. Left-hand side here. Oh, brilliant play here by the Irish. Gets it off here to Porter, and Porter taken down inside the 22. They're about 15 minutes out here from the line. The Irish should go right-hand side. They do go right-hand side. Gives it off to number 5, but it's a short play, not a long play. Should have gone the long play there. So right-hand side, Johnny Sexton gets it off to... Oh, should we try here with the Irish? It is going to be tried for the Ireland. Try for Ireland. The big number 12. The big number 12 for Ireland scores a try. It'll be 41-0 here with a hit to come. 41-0 with a kick to come, and it is Bundy Aki here for the Irish. Somebody who says it's definitely showing in Chile and Uruguay so far. Brilliant. It's definitely showing in Chile and Uruguay so far, especially since Los Condores qualifying as America's 2 should be huge, with Los Teros already being America's 1 at North America's loss. They're checking something here. I don't know what they're checking here. Lifestyle says, if there's one country that could become better if they put their minds to it, it's Italy. No, I'd say it's Fiji. I'd say it's... Oh, no, he's in. No, he's stayed in. No, it's fine. No, he's fine. He's in. If anyone wants to put their mind to something, funnily enough, I will tell you this. It's actually China. And the reason why I'll say this is because in the 7s at the Olympics, I was incredibly impressed by the women's Chinese team. Women's Chinese team was never a thing. I'd never seen a Chinese rugby team before. And China ranks like 80 in the 15s. But I can promise you right now, if they put money into this sport, they would eventually be big. Because they were pretty impressive at the Olympic 7s for the women's team. Zay Brown says, hold up, it's still 21-9. Is it really? Shit, man. 66 minutes in, it's still 21-9. That's really good. But in the same sense, I'm not willing to bite too hard on that result. It's a different New Zealand team to what we expect. Playing in Italy. Italy playing very well. Good on them. Yeah, look, they could become a good team, Lifestyles. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Italy are a good team. They're not a great team. I don't think they could ever be a great team. I don't think they could. I think, obviously, you'll never change them from a footballing nation. France still have always loved their rugby. You know, France love their football, but they've always been a rugby-loving nation too. So 24 minutes to go here in the game. It's 41-0 to the Irish from 22 out here. Let's see if Johnny Sexton can keep his perfect kicking record alive tonight. Oh, no, he's missed one, actually, and he's missed that one too. So we'll say 41-0. Somebody says, it sure is. I'm surprised Italy isn't taking advantage as much as they should against New Zealand, who are feeling their entire depth. Exactly right. Asio Hunt says, are you watching the New Zealand game too? No, mate. I've just got the live score down there in the corner. Obviously, I can't do all the different games. After this, there is England-Tonga, Fiji-Spain. I'll be reacting to Fiji-Spain. And then there's also another game. It's Portugal. I think Portugal versus... Portugal? Who is Portugal playing? It's Portugal versus... gee whiz, I forgot. Is it Portugal or is it Romania, Uruguay? It could be Romania, Uruguay. I think it could be Romania, Uruguay, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure, but there's definitely another game on as well after this. Jay Hay says, Lifestyles thinks every country has money and can just buy players. I know. I'm trying to explain it to him. It doesn't really understand what I'm saying, but in the same sense, you're all entitled to your opinions. Japan try. The first time Japan touched the ball in the attacking 22, they scored a try. The first time Japan touched the ball in the attacking 22, they scored a try. Lifestyle is as simple as that. No, it's not. Somebody says, if only money wasn't keeping them in there, since the Six Nations would go bonkers at the thought of a promo relegation between it and the Rugby Europe Championship, especially with Georgia. Georgia is not better than Italy. Georgia would get slaughtered in the Six Nations. Slaughtered. Zaya Brown says, Uruguay is playing next on the World Rugby website. Yeah. Uruguay and, who was it? Uruguay and who? Uruguay and Romania. Romania are a good team, man. Romania are a good team. Somebody says, finally the Brave Blossoms break their goose. The goose. Goshki. Asio Houghton says, okay, bye, bro. I'm going to go watch it. Good stuff, man. Got 4 games on tonight. I'm excited for the rest of the games. Don't forget, guys, smack that thumbs up button. Obviously, subscribe if you are new. But Arakia Masuda, first kick of the match. And he will miss the kick. So we'll stay at 41-5 here. We'll stay at 41-5. Yeah, I just don't think that Lifestyle understands that it's domestic rugby and international rugby. You can't just buy players. Like it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like you can improve your country's domestic league. You can improve it dramatically by funding that, but you can't just buy players. It's not how it works. You can buy domestic league players to help grow your domestic league, which in turn grows your international players individually. But there's no purchasing of players in this sport. So 58 minutes gone here. Right hand side. Someone who says rugby is a very region of France, especially in the southern half of France. Yeah, exactly right. Very big. It's very big. Especially in like Marseille. I think we're penalty in Japan here. Penalty in Japan, nice work. Portugal playing Canada. That's the one. Thank you, Simon Hughes. Portugal playing Canada. Zaya Brown, so I would say this in a lot of people play rugby union but don't watch the game. I know more people that play it but don't watch it. It's because, well, yeah, that's because you're Australian, just like me. And Australians, it's difficult for them to get on the wagon right now because obviously this is in Europe. If there was a Southern Hemisphere tour of the Northern Hemisphere teams, everyone would be watching it because we're 5 wins in a row and they'd be loving it. But unfortunately, they can't because they're not going to get up at 1:30, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning to watch the games. Like tomorrow's game against Scotland is at 1:30 in the morning our time. So, all the casuals won't go and watch it. They'll pretend they did. But there's only, a fair few of us, like myself, who are obsessed about every sport, where I'll get up for everything. Tatafu will come on here for Tokunanga for Japan. Oh my god, they actually threw a straight line out there. Crazy, Japan. So right outside, they've actually improved a great deal. Too bad it took them going down 41-0 to make a little bit of a play. Lake shows us has a Fiji game started. No, Fiji game will start in about half an hour. This game is about 21 minutes to go, and the Fiji game starts in about half an hour's time. So Japan here, they're at the halfway point, taken down. Good little roll there. Good little roll penalty advantage for Japan. I was expecting that one. So back onto the inside here. Advantage to Japan at the 40. And, man, I'm repeating myself, my guy. It does not work like that in rugby, man. You just have to learn to listen, my guy. It really, I'm giving you facts. I'm not giving you an opinion. I'm giving you fact. Understand what you're trying to say. What you're trying to say is incorrect. So, if you can keep arguing all you like, but they didn't kick the ball out over the full again. Holy shit, that's the 5th time for Japan. That's the 5th time for Japan. They don't know how to kick the ball over the sideline. Anyway, Lifestyle, if you want to continue to say the same thing over and over again and continue to ignore what I'm saying, then you do you, man. But I'm providing you facts. I'm not giving you opinion. If you don't want to listen to that, be my guest. So 20 minutes to go here. And Japan, my God. That's 5 times from their penalty they haven't been able to kick the ball over the sideline. That is blasphemy. That's rugby blasphemy. Japan are away here, though. They're on the halfway line. Japan are going to score. Oh, it's gone backwards here. It's play on here, and Ireland will have the ball. That was lucky, though. And somebody says New Zealand and Fiji time for all I know. Yes, New Zealand Fiji time. The Fiji game will play at 4 a.m. in half an hour. But Japan here, they're going to get the ball. Oh, huge crunching run there. Huge crunching run. So they're going to bring it to the 45. It's going to be a penalty here to Japan. Penalty to Japan. Japan played better in the second half. They're still down big, but the game's over. But, they're playing better. while you get a chance here, guys, if you do have Apple or you obviously have Spotify or Google, please do me a favour. Not only subscribe here, but go into the pin comment over there and also give the Rugby Down Under podcast a follow. We speak all different international rugby for about an hour and a half to 2 hours every single Wednesday at 5 p.m. AEDT. So definitely check it out. You will enjoy it if you love your rugby because we go really in depth into all the different nations, all the top 30 nations when they're playing. But alrighty, so Johnny Sexton will come off here and Carvery will come on. Johnny Sexton, legend of the Irish game, will come off and it'll be Carvery coming on for the Irish. For the Irish. Alright, 19 minutes left here. 19 minutes to go. So yeah, Romania versus Uruguay next week. Who's next week? Belgium, Canada. Yikes, what a weird game. Scotland, South Africa. That's a strange game next week, actually. Okay, we're back on here. Sorry, I was too busy. I was distracted. It's going to be a line-out here for the Irish. Line-out for the Irish. At least Japan scored a try, but yeah, very disappointing performance here from the Irish from the Japanese hit today. Very disappointing here from the Japanese hit today. What's the score in that New Zealand game right now? 33-9. Oh, they still scored another penalty, Italy. Good on them, man. 24 points is a good result for them. But Ireland will get the line out there. They're going to bring it down. They're going to quickly get out to the left-hand side here and up the guts to the 40. Good little roll around there. And they will do a little box kick over the top. Good box kick again. The Irish kicking game has been incredible today. And Japan will get the ball, but still a great kick nonetheless. Xavier Brown says, has Aaron Smith stayed in New Zealand? I know his wife just had a baby. Is he playing the Italy game? I don't believe so. I think he has stayed in New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken. I can't guarantee you it, though. Hold on one second. I'm going to time out this loser there with a stupid bloody porno fake account. You know the worst thing is that, like, they have to subscribe to the channel. So, like, these bots are learning, man. To be able to comment in the chat, you have to subscribe. So, like, these bots are learning how to subscribe and then still comment. Like, no one gives a shit about your stupid website, you loser. So, that's a 50-22 again. Jeez, that's going to be another ball here for Ireland. Like, Ireland are just absolutely completely outplayed them. Just completely outplayed them, man. Truly, just completely outplayed him here. 1 second here, just checking something. Oh. Yeah, true. Brilliant. So 63 minutes gone here, 17 minutes to go. Don't forget to watch the next game soon. It's going to be a good one. And depending on lose the ball there off the line out, and Ireland score another try here. Ireland should score another try here. They're about 7 meters out here. 7 meters out. They're pushing. Oh, penalty Japan. Wow, penalty Japan. Penalty Japan. Well done. Well done. You got to appreciate that. Not giving up another try. Not as exciting of a game as we were expecting, though. I thought it was going to be a much closer game than what we've seen, and now it's 49. And now New Zealand start to pile it away. And that's what they do. That's what they're good for. Usually they're known to definitely come home strong in that second half. They're usually known to come home absolutely strong in that second half and get the job done. That's exactly what they're doing. Xavier Brown says, fun fact, 42% of Japan's players are born in Japan. Well, there you go. So Japan here with the ball at the 40. So Niwai will come on here for Sakati. And Japan throw that one and yet again lose their own line out. They have been woeful. Oh my God, truly, this is embarrassing, bro. Like, this is embarrassing. Like, Japan yet again have thrown the line out to the opposite. Like, truly, man, it really is ridiculous. Like, 5 times they haven't been able to kick the ball over the sideline and shit, man. Just mad. Just, it really is mad. So, Ireland here with the ball at the 40. Kicks it through. I think he's offside. It should be a penalty here. No, they're not going to call penalty. There you go. And, oh, this is going to be Japan ball here. That's going to be Japan ball here. They're going to say that's fine. Interesting. I thought that was actually a take out there. And Japan are going to get a penalty. Yep, Japan get a penalty here just at the 40. I think they might check for a foul play here. Ireland are giving away quite a lot of penalties right now. So there's 15 minutes left here, but Ireland are going to have there's going to be a word here from the referee, and I think he needs to, because obviously, yeah, there has been quite a few penalties here against the Irish so far in this second half anyway, and especially recently in this last 5 minutes or so. Somebody says this was definitely a different Irish outfit compared to the last time Japan played them at home. Absolutely, the Irish have looked really good today. In a lot of aspects, also shaky from Japan, but looked very good today in regards to a lot of aspects from the Irish. But all right. So Japan will actually kick this ball over the sideline from a penalty. Crazy. They will actually get their line out here. But then again, if they get the line out, usually they don't throw it straight. So here we go. Usually they don't throw it straight. So here we go. And will they throw it straight? They will. He's going to give it to him, but that wasn't straight. So the third, yeah, he was saying I'm fine with it, because obviously I think the touch he was saying, I don't think that was straight, but he was like, I was fine with it, so whatever. So Japan here with the ball just outside the 22, and it's play on here. Ireland have the ball, and they've lost the ball forward there. That's a knock on there. That's a knock on. No, he's not going to call us a knock on. So it will be the Irish with the ball here at the 22, and James Lowe will boot that one down the guts. Good kick, very good kick. Very good kick here, and Japan are going to bring this one outside their own 22. 14 minutes to go here. The number 23, look at his pace here. Look at the pace here from the number 23. Good run. Very good run there from the number 23 for Japan. They go left, or forward pass. Forward pass there from Japan. Not going to call it. Wow, interesting. Definitely don't think that was flat. Definitely think that was forward. That's a penalty turnover. That's a penalty turnover. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, good sir. Liam Durant's All Blacks are playing good now. Yeah, of course, they're playing Italy, man, like they were expected to at some stage. But 9 points is still a good deal of points there for Italy. I think I said New Zealand to win 66-10 or something like that. So obviously it's not that scoreline, but it's relatively close, you know. I'm doing all right. I'm still 24 points off their points, but Italy's scoreline I gave a pretty good marker for. All right. So Ireland get another chance here. This game I was well off. I did say Ireland to win. Hamish actually predicted Japan to win. Actually, do I have the scoreline predictions around here somewhere? I did have the scoreline predictions somewhere. Oh no, they're not here. They're not here. So 5 meters out here for the Irish. They're going to grab this line out here. Oh, please don't keep calling the time off, referee, man. The game needs to finish, man. Like, the game needs to finish. Please stop calling the time off here, bro. It's not like it's a close game right now, you know what I'm saying? So Japan will make a substitution. Japan will make a substitution here, but it's going to be time back on here, and Ireland with the line out 5 meters out. Oh, damn it, I wish this was a closer game, though. I really do. They would lose the line out. Ireland haven't been great from the line out either, to be honest with you. You know, Japan have been absolutely woeful from the line out, but Ireland have been not just as bad, but they've also been pretty poor. Oh, good step there by the Japanese, with good defense from Ireland. No, instead it will be a penalty. It will be a penalty here to Japan. Now, please, the love of God, hit this ball over the sideline. If they don't get it over the sideline here, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. It's 1:41 in the morning. If I have to witness Japan not kick another penalty over the sideline, I am going to vomit. And they will get it, thank God. So Nakamura will come on here for Lafayette. It was a good straight line there by Ireland, but it was just Japan were able to put their hand up in the contest and knock it back. Lakeshore says try New Zealand. Well, maybe I could still be close with my 66, because I'm only 19 points away from it now. I said 66-10. I'm not too far off it, man. Not too far off it. But Japan put that ball up, and they will just about win their line out. No, they will not win their line out. No, they will not win their line out. And Japan will get back to get this kick, but it's going to be taken back inside, and it's going to be a 5-minute scrum here for the Irish. It's going to be a 5-minute scrum here for the Irish. Just terrible here for Japan. Wowee. Wowee. That's just so sloppy, the line out. Both sides have been sloppy at the line out, though. Like I said, both sides have been sloppy here from the line out. Both sides have been sloppy. Both sides. It's actually relatively similar scorelines here. We just didn't expect it from this one. We expected it from that one. And you know what's funny is that scoreline is probably more surprising than this scoreline, even though we expected this to be close and that to be a blowout. But that's not as much of a blowout as we were expecting it to be. Somebody says it's pretty much deja vu like last week against Wales, especially with Italy able to keep up 60 minutes. Exactly right. So Ireland here, scrum 5 metres out. They roll this ball back here. The scrum is pretty even though. Like I said, those pack weights are literally 4 kilograms difference, which is nothing. And Ireland get the ball out left-hand side. Should be a try here. Oh, literally try time. Try time there for the Irish. So it will be 46-5 here, and it will be 48-5 any moment now because it's basically right in front. Good try there from Ireland. They go straight up the guts there, and nice little work. So it will be 48-5 to Ireland any moment now with 10 minutes to go. Don't forget, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Obviously, subscribe if you're new around here. We are very close to 13,300. So let's see if we can get it by the end of this game. 13,300 subscribers. But they go left-hand side. Look, he just steps back on the inside very nicely there and puts the ball over right underneath the black dot. Beautiful for the Irish. Beautiful. So let's go. I wonder what this means for Japan, man. Like, who did Japan play next? Japan play against next week Portugal. Oh, they'll kill Portugal. And then who else did Japan play? So the kick has been made, and it will be 48-5 here with 10 minutes to go. And then Japan plays. Oh no, that's a women's game. They play Scotland. Japan do play Scotland. Yeah, Japan do play Scotland, and I think that might be it. Yes. So they play Scotland. They play Portugal, and that's it. Yeah, there you go. Alrighty, so it's going to be Ireland with the ball here, just outside their own 22. Xavier Brown says rugby will never get as popular as soccer. Rugby is too physical for a lot of people. Absolutely. So left-hand side here, especially... Oh, 1 second here. They're going to score again here. They're going to score again. Good defense from Japan to stop that one. Could be penalty, actually. Should be a penalty turnover. No, good work from Ireland to clean that one out. They got numbers here. James Lowe gets that ball out to the wing. Gets that ball back on the inside. James Lowe is away here. James Lowe kicks that one through, and... Oh, that's a brilliant kick. That's one of the greatest kicks I think you will ever see. I think that's one of the greatest kicks you will ever see. James Lowe, that was brilliant. Japan gets taken down here at the 5 metre line. My God, that was so lucky for Japan to be out. How did that ball stay inside there? That's ridiculous that Japan's ball stayed inside there. And Japan throwing this ball around pretty willy-nilly here on their own 5 metres. Japan will spread this ball back out to the left-hand side. They're going to have to kick this ball away here. They're in a lot of trouble right now, Japan. They should kick this ball away pretty quickly here. Jay Hayes says, says, will we see 2 feety bombs? We definitely should see one in that New Zealand game. Oh, it's the 80th minute, though. We should really see one in this game because Ireland will have the ball here just outside the 22. So 8 minutes to go here. 8 minutes to go. Somebody says exactly why rugby fans like taking the piss out of soccer for their many Hollywood performances. Yeah. Well, football's all about being beautiful. Rugby's all about being better than your opponent, as in, like, just smashing your opponent. And American sports are always about out-strategizing your opponent. That's really simply how world sport works. Japan will win that lineup, by the way. Wow, they can win the opposition lineup. They can't win their own lineup, though. So left-hand side for Japan. Here we go. Oh, knock on by about a mile. That was a terrible knock on. That was sloppy. Shocking by Japan there. Just shocking. So it will be Ireland who get the ball back. Boom, 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 boom. Let me just quickly check something in regards to that Fiji game. I think it is on. I think they are playing it on YouTube, man. I think they are kind of playing. I think they are putting the game on YouTube. Oh, geez, 21 people already waiting for that Fiji game. 21 people already waiting for the Fiji game. All right, so Ireland here with the ball at the 40. No, they're going to call this repack the scrum. So let me know in the chat, guys. What were your thoughts on this game? What were your thoughts? Did you think it was all Ireland? Did you think that Ireland were clearly the better team here? Or did you think that Japan just simply weren't up to it? Look, I think it's a bit of a mixture of both, and I will speak about it in depth on the Rugby Down Under podcast. But yeah, look, it's been a very, very disappointing here. Very disappointing performance here by Japan, but a very quality performance by Ireland nonetheless as well. My personal opinion. All right, so Ireland here at the 40. They're going to roll this ball out right hand side here. They're going to roll the ball out right hand side. Kicks it through. Good kick for Conway. Oh, he lost the ball. Try time. That's a hat trick. Hat trick. The fitty bomb. 3-5 here to the Irish with 6 minutes to go. And that, my friends, is the Irish Renaissance. They have absolutely flown here and hit the fitty bomb. So well done to them. Obviously, New Zealand games finished at 47-9. Yeah, not obviously a great, kind of an okay result there, really. Jay Hayes didn't think it would be a blowout, to be honest. I don't think anyone thought it would be a blowout, but in the same sense, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. This is how rugby can be sometimes. You don't expect a result like this, but it still ends up happening. You know, when you come in underdone, and they're definitely coming underdone here. Lifestyle says in the very, very distant future, Japan would be beating top. Okay, whatever, mate. So rugby matter. Okay. So let's go. I want to quickly change the scoreline here so that I can have it already ready to go by the time, because I want to put the England-Tonga score on the screen during the Fiji game. I'm not going to have much time before I have to quickly just jump straight across to that game. Put that there. Paste. Bingo. Get rid of that. England-Tonga should be coming up on that screen in a moment now. Beautiful. All right, there we go. So that's coming up on the screen. So what's the score here? So it's 53-5 with literally 4.5 minutes to go here of this game. Xavier Brown getting around the Irish. Look, man, you can't complain about what the Irish done. They've just done what they've done, you know. Lifestyle starts at the very distant future, not now. Yeah, no, I also disagree, man. You know, you're not going to ever consistently beat the likes of South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and the likes, because they're going to get improved too, man. They're always going to be the same, if not better. You know, it's just like when you're young and someone's like, oh, when my son grows up and gets bigger, you know, he'll be able to smash you. And it's just like, well, not necessarily, because I'm going to be bigger too, and I'm going to be older too. Someone who says the Fiji-Spain YouTube gaming just waiting for the start on YouTube. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm about to do it in 5 minutes' time. About 5 minutes' time, man. Yeah, no, it's good, though, that obviously that's on YouTube. And it's going to be a kicker into the in goal here, but Japan are going to bring it back out. There's 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go here. I'm going to start that game up literally straight away after this as well. I'm not even going to go grab a coffee or anything. I'm just going to quickly start that game straight up. But it's going to be a penalty hit to Ireland. Penalty hit to Ireland. 3.5 minutes to go here. 10 minutes out. Penalty to Ireland. Literally 15 minutes out. Just too easy here. Xavier Brown says, my heritage Irish. Good on you, man. Oh, yeah, Xavier says that it depends on whether their revamped top league comp would be able to produce some promising results. What life starts is right in Japan will improve, but the word that got me off guard was consistently, because consistently beating the top teams in South Africa, England, Australia, New Zealand is not happening. Will never happen. It's just because like South Africa can't consistently beat New Zealand, Australia, and England. You know, Australia can't consistently beat New Zealand, England, and Australia, and South Africa. They can definitely beat Australia. Australia can definitely beat Australia. New Zealand can't consistently beat them all. Like, look, Australia still beat New Zealand last year in Suncorp. You know, South Africa, the last game against them, they beat them. You know, you can be the best in the world. That's a collapse. That's got to be a penalty against somebody. No, apparently no penalty there. But Ireland here, Carberry taken down about 7 minutes out here. Penalty Japan. Well done by Japan. Well done. Well done. They're going to take a quick tap here. They're going to take a quick tap. No, they're not going to take a quick tap instead. 2 minutes to go here, guys. 2 minutes to go. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. We love our rugby here, and you will love the amount of rugby streams we do. I'm trying to see if we can... I don't know. I reckon we could potentially look at hitting... I reckon we could get 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I reckon we could. I reckon we could get 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's about 6.5. I reckon we can do it. With the NBA, with the rugby, with A-League... with the videos who are coming out, with the sevens, it will be, I reckon we'll be able to get 20k by the end of the year. So Japan here, just outside the 22, but it just depends on you guys obviously hitting that big old red subscribe button. It's free, you may as well. And obviously go and follow the Rugby Down Under podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, the likes, and also the YouTube channel. for the Clips, but that's going to be knock on there against Japan, and Ireland will have the ball here. One last chance to make it a 60 game. Can they get a 60 Schlemmer? Can they get a 60 Schlemmer? Taking down the 22. Good tackle there by Japan. Should be a penalty here to Japan. Should be a penalty to Japan. Should be a penalty to Japan. It was a good turnover. Yeah, well done. Well done by Japan there to get that turnover. So left-hand side they go. He could actually break away here, Japan. Could actually break away here, Japan. They're going to find some gaps down the left-hand side. Back onto the inside here for the winger. Is that Fafita? Oh my God, Fafita, that was a huge run at the 22. There's 1 minute to go here of the game, guys. I will be starting that Spain-Fiji game literally immediately once this game finishes here. Literally immediately. 40 seconds to go. 40 seconds to go here. Easy result here for the Irish. Very easy result. Very easy result here. So right-hand side, they go back up the guts here. 20 seconds left. Japan still passing that ball around the right-hand side. They're going to get, oh, good little run there. And they've lost the ball, and that's going to be a knock on there from the Japanese, and Ireland will get it. Now, guys, that's pretty much going to be... Oh, they're going to give it a penalty here. They're going to take a quick tap here, Ireland. They're going to take a quick tap here, and it's going to be James who takes that ball quickly. Irish here, 10 minutes out. The 80-minute mark has come, but they're going to hit it 60 here. They're going to hit the 60 here. They're going to hit the 60 here. They're 5 minutes out. Here come Ireland. They're 5 minutes out. Here come Ireland. They're 5 minutes out. They're 4 minutes out now. Here come Ireland. Tackle release. Tackle release. Tackle release. That's going to be a penalty advantage here to the Irish. It's going to be a penalty advantage here. They go left-hand side. Fiji game is on World Rugby channel right now. Yeah, but Sammy Sousa's not started yet, has it? It's not started. Has it started, Sammy Sousa? No way. No, that game hasn't started yet. That game doesn't start for about 5 more minutes. So Ireland here, they're 3 meters out right now. Let's see if they can get this try, and then I'm going to jump off. And they go left-hand side. Try time. So the final score here, guys, will be 60-5. 60-5 here in favour of the Irish. Congratulations to Ireland. Great result there for them. Japan back to the drawing board. Now, guys, I have to jump off, and I will see you guys in literally about a minute's time for the Spain versus Fiji game. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in just a few moments. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.